Hello. Oh, this game has just been begging me. Begging me to play. It's in 2 of my competitions. And it's been on my list to go back to. Yes, so yeah, we've had this come up twice. It's got 3 entries on my Warboats grid, and 2 on my random to-do list, so therefore it's screaming out for a stream. I was going to do it tomorrow, and then I was like, no, I need to do it today. There we go. I am organised. It did that time thing again where it wasn't 3 o'clock, so I thought I had time, and then suddenly it was 3 o'clock. So yeah, I got confused. But yeah, so this is a game I have played before. Came out in February, and I've done 1 stream already. This is the 2nd stream. I said I'd come back to it. It's developed by Ready Art and published by Top Hat Studios. And we play as Scylla, who is a cop who is having like some kind of weird war with some kind of hacker person. As far as I remember, there was something where there was a hacker and it was hacking like the androids, robots, and she would interface with those and it would try and, you know, hack her brain. She did have an older model. Hi, Ray. She did have an older model, and then that died. And now she has a new one, which seems to be like a weird new, like, very human-like, some kind of experiment type thing, as far as I remember. Oh, have fun at the zoo, but thanks for stopping by. The machine is expected to be infallible. It cannot also be intelligent. Alan Turing. Hair, which is itching my thingy. Hi, Mr. Corners. So yeah, so there's something, yeah. So we had like our own helper robot, whose name was something or other. I'm terrible with names. You know I'm terrible with names. Thank you for the host and the tweet out. But then they died. They became obsolete. They just like forgot themselves. Corrupt, old, something or other. I'm not sure. Also, thank you for the host, Leaky, and also hi. I'm assuming you're there. So we've got Amara. Mara, I think, is our new person. Our new, like, android robot that we asked our friend about, because we couldn't really afford one. I don't know, there's some weird thing where, like, we're a cop, but our partner didn't trust us or something. I think Yoko is our hacker friend. I'm not sure. Kyle and Darla, I think, are our new partners. I'm terrible with names, so don't expect me to remember. But yeah, so we're going to try and pick up the story and hopefully figure out I think the thing was that Mara was like, had been like, oh crap, no, I can't get out there. There we are. Mara was like, I can't make anything for today. What are we doing? Turn the music down a little bit. Mara Ivor was like, she'd grown up in like a family. They'd done like a weird experiment with robots and family, if I'm remembering the right game. But then, you know, I have a lot of things that I haven't played this since April, so you've got to bear with me, basically. So this is the save, was my last one. It's dawn already. Settings. Yoko invites me to stay for breakfast, but I decide to head home instead. I hope Mara's okay. I feel bad about leaving her alone, but I needed time to think things over before I could spend more time with her. She actually feels something. Oh no, it's got stuck in... No, stop! Okay. I need to reload, because what the hell, it just... Okay. I don't want the text to auto-advance. I just want it to advance when I tell it to, because I'm trying to read it out. Okay. It's dawn already. Yoko invites me to stay for breakfast, but I decide to head home instead. I hope Mara's okay. I feel better about leaving her alone, but I needed time to think things over before I could spend more time with her. If she actually feels something, then I don't want to treat her like a machine. I arrive at my house, but Mara's nowhere to be seen. In the bedroom, I see some light. Say, what have we got? History. We don't want it to go too fast. Don't be stupid. I don't want it to skip ahead, but I hate it when I'm like, I don't remember what the controls were. Every existing thing is born without reason, prolongs itself out of weakness and dies by chance. Jean-Paul Sartre. Yeah, so there's also some sort of incident that happens. But yeah, I don't want it to auto-advance. And now I can't get out the freaking history. There we go. I arrive at my house, but Mara's nowhere to be seen in the bedroom. I see some light coming from the bathroom, so I open the door and take a look inside. Mara's right there, taking a bath, eyes closed. When she hears the door, she looks up to me, and her face flushes bright red. I can't help but stare. I can't remember what voices I did, so... yeah. I just don't want it to auto-advance. I'm like, just do the thing. What are you doing? Get out! I walk out the bathroom and slam the door shut. I don't know what just happened to me. This isn't my first time seeing her naked, and I know she's just an android, but still. I think I'm just pressing the wrong button. There we go. I open the door again. Mara's now out of the bathtub, wrapping a towel around her body. You're a pervert! Ooh, I walk up to her almost as if something was pushing me. I can feel my heart hammering wildly. My arm reaches out to her and I rest my hand over her chest. Okay, so this is how we're starting Saturday's stream. She's warm and I can feel her heart beating. Okay, hang on. Mara drops the towel as soon as she feels my touch. She's warm and I can feel her heart beating. Okay. Please don't assault the android. That would be wrong. Yes. Yeah, I was pressing A, which is auto, and actually we press X just to get the next thing. Now I know what button I'm pressing. We're great. I just dislike being out of control of a thing, especially if I'm trying to read it. If it just suddenly zooms off, I can only retain so much. So yes, getting annoyed with the controls and not having any controls written anywhere is also irritating. But hey, cool! We've got Android boob. Cool. Everything about her seems just so real, so perfect. I look up, right into her eyes. Everything in the world apart from us vanishes as I stare into them. I felt this before. So yeah, the robot she had previously, I wanna something like some name like Mary or whatever, was like a very old model. And it basically, did the chores and made her food and that sort of thing. Whereas Mara is more like a young girl. This is dodgy. Who has been brought up to think she's human. So there's some sort of AI thing going on here. And yes, and there's also some sort of attack that's going to happen, which I know nothing about. And also some sort of hacker thing. That seems to be taking over older androids and like hijacking them. I don't know. It's weird. So yeah. No. I already learnt my lesson. Won't happen again. I can't let it happen again. I turn around and hastily walk out of the door, looking down the entire time. I close the door and lean against it. Just get dressed already. After a few minutes, Mara comes out with the bathroom fully dressed, although her hair's still damp. What was that? I'm sorry. We both stay quiet for a few seconds. Where were you? At Yoko's. I wanted to talk to her. Hi, Fuzzy! Yeah, we just had naked android boob, which was slightly inappropriate touching. Inappropriate touching. But yeah, this is like a Cyberpunk thing that I've not quite figured out what's going on, but I want to play more of. Now you need the reset button somewhere they'd never find. There are other body parts that apparently men have absolutely no idea where they are, according to TikTok. Or indeed, how periods work, or, if we're going there. But let's not go there. Let's not do that on this stream. But yes, I think we slept with Yoko, who's our engineer, hacker friend, possibly. But yes, hi Fuzzy! At least you didn't come in on the naked boob shot. Well, it was a side boob. There was a side boob with a hand. But it would have been quite awkward to explain. How you doing? I missed your stream because you went streaming after I fell asleep. So hopefully you had a good stream. I think it was Peppa Pig or something. I'm going to check that out to see if I could play that with my niece. But yes. At Yoko's, I wanted to talk to her. We don't dare to look in each other's eyes until a few seconds pass. I was worried. I'm sorry. Hey, there's something I need to tell you. It was a thing. Come on, baby? What is come on, baby? What did you do two games in the stream? Oh, a Korean arcade. So is that I'm just gonna do it's Superpower babies compete for entertainment. Okay. Probably weirder than getting dropped back into this Cyberpunk one, not remembering quite how the story had gone. But yes, I'm going to do Fuzzy Shoutout and Aniki Shoutout. Oh no, I did it too quick. Oh no. That sounds horrific. And also, I spotted a herbivore. Very weird. Very weird. This music is freaking me out. I mean, Twitch's database is infinitely better than Mixer's game database ever was. It doesn't always have stuff in, and it doesn't always have pictures, but it has gotten much better. Pretty much always has whatever I want to play in it. Pretty much, I think. Can't remember anything recently, but yeah. Yeah. I mean, it used to be... What was it? Player.gg or something. I think it switched over at some point. Or Mixer was player.gg. Either which way. I had to like request some games to go in things and update stuff, and it's like, ugh, can publishers not just put their games on streaming platforms so that it, you know, it's much easier for streamers? Should be part of the PR thing or the release process. But yeah, it's good and it has pictures and it's cool. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. Retro garbage. Nice. Yeah, it doesn't always have the compilations when I'm playing a game that's in like a collection, but it always has like the individual game that I'm playing, so... Well, not always. Okay, I think there's been like 1 or 2 times I can remember it not having the game I was looking for. But it also could have been because the game name was like some sort of random one that was really hard to search for because it was really short and in a lot of other games. The search algorithm can leave something to be desired. It took me a while to find like the lake when I streamed it. But I haven't had any problems recently, definitely. But yeah. So I can't remember what Yoko told us. But yeah, we took her to some black market person that then tried to kill her and us so that we killed them. I remember that part, which just seemed very dodgy. But anyway, I'm sorry. Hey, there's something I need to tell you. What is it? It's about your past. You're completely aware that you're an android. How'd they explain it to you? Oh, I think we hacked some company somewhere as well to find out some information about Mara. And she may or may not have escaped off a truck or something. So we got like 5 achievements. Yeah, Velta Lab, that was it. That was possibly the last thing we did. And then we've got bad ending and good ending and some epilogue and some terminal, some other stuff, random stuff. So I'm hoping we can complete at least a story run with 2 streams. We'll see. Yeah, hack the planet. Hack the planet. Hack the planet. Crash and burn. Best film. Anyway, how'd they explain it to you? Mara relaxes and lets out a sigh at my question. She seems like she's almost disappointed. Dad told me. He gave me this long story about how it's different to humans. And they didn't say anything about you being a special kind of android? Yeah, I watched it again recently. Well, recently could be any time in the last 2 years in my weird brain time frame, but it's still as awesome as I remember it. And still as highly technically inaccurate, but fun. It's just quite sweet how like young Angelina Jolie is. Ow, hole in my finger. Always fun. Didn't say anything about you being special kind of. No, am I? I could say you're rare, and it wouldn't nearly be enough to describe you. You're unique. Oh, thank you. Like, you actually feel something when you look at me, don't you? Well, yes, what about you? See, that's the problem. Problem? I mean, it's not like an actual problem. What I'm trying to say is that other androids don't feel anything. Ever. Oh, you were talking about that? How do you know? I've talked to plenty of androids, and to me it seemed like they could feel. A lot of them, actually. They just emulate it. They don't actually feel anything, but you actually do, I think. Does it really matter? Of course it does. It's what sets humans apart from mindless, soulless machines. Still, I don't think it really changes anything. It changes everything. If someone forces you to make a choice, then it means you didn't really make it yourself, so it's basically a lie. Either way, I'm glad that you think I'm special. My stomach grumbles. I completely forgot how long I've gone without food. That reminds me, I forgot to take the camo outfit back to the station. I left it at Yoko's house. I doubt I'll ever see it again. Yeah, so we've joined. We were on a different team, and then we joined a new team, and we're being babysat by possibly some scientists as well. And yeah, we interfaced with some android in an abandoned warehouse, and things went a bit wonky. I don't know. It is an interesting game. Interesting story. It definitely ended, and I was like, I am intrigued. Mara is now staring at my bookshelf, looking for a specific book. What do you want? Do you have a cookbook? She wants to make us food. Mara grabs my hand and takes me to the kitchen. I open a drawer under the countertop and take out a tiny book, completely covered in dust. Hi, Dan. Well, I have 3 of the achievements in Warboats and 2 in random to-do list, so it's basically crying out to be played before the end of the month. And yeah, basically. Hi. I also have a bunch in Shinrei, which I may do tomorrow. I haven't decided what I want to do. It's just the problem is that they take so long, and it's like I really want to play the story, but also if I played at the actual pace, the achievements take so long. Whereas if I just did hit fast forward, I would get all the achievements. And I'm torn because I want to do it properly, but also sometimes I just want to unlock the achievements. So I don't know. We're going to see how it goes today. And then I will decide what I want to do tomorrow. You did a random to do list one, yes. I finished a mechanical. I was this close to the end. I don't know where I left it. I don't know where I left it where I did, unless I'd gotten to whatever achievement I needed at that point. But yeah, I had a mechanical in random to do list and Warboat, so I went, right, well, we may as well finish this game. And having struggled to do a loop in the main game, I did it effortlessly in the extended DLC little bit. So that was cool, and I completed it. And I don't even know if it was a hit. But hey, my 2 that I did in whatever game it was I was playing on Thursday were hits, which was good. No Longer Home. at least one of the achievements I need in this for warboats is going to be a hit. Possibly two, depending on where my boat is. But I got the big boat this time. I just have to find the cruiser. Then I've sunk at least each type of boat once. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to explore more random to-do list ones or warboats ones for tomorrow's stream. I haven't decided. Because I never did get the pedestrian one, which must be in the second half. But then if I leave that, it could come up in a next competition, and that's fine. Whereas I could make some progress in Shinrei to see if I want to go back to that visual novel. Because that was supposed to be spooky. We never got to any spooky bit because there was so much to explore during, and we did that in Extra Life, so that's been a while since I played that one. But yeah. Anyway, we're going to see how it goes. Oh. Not accidentally locked my computer. We're going to see how it goes. Yeah, I'm just trying to do little bits of things. It's nice to be able to finish off some games. Yeah, it's Shinrei Broken Beyond Despair. At the start of it, we are, I assume, teenage girls going to some rich girl's daddy's hotel for a Halloween party, I think. 9 hours. Interesting. Because I've done 2 or 3. And I basically did the freaking prologue because it goes so slowly. Yeah, there's a lot of extra little bits. I just would really like to recover my beam dive from like 2 years ago. I need like 400 and something achievements for that, but mostly I'm having fun playing some games. I'm looking forward to having a break and being able to play some stuff. At some point I need to get my 360 set up again because there's a couple of games on there that I just want to finish off that aren't backwards compatible. Ah, so yeah, okay, interesting. But did you do like a narrative version? Because I seem like I take 4 times as long to play it when I read out all the words. Ah, congratulations on your grid thing. Ah, you just played it offline. Fair enough. So, yeah, I figure... Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's been out a while. It just then came to Xbox and, you know, I picked it up for Extra Life to play a little as a story time. I thought we'll have a spooky story time. Really enjoyed it. Actually played it for way longer than I was going to. But then never got a chance to go back to it. That's the problem with the visual novels, is they take quite a long time. And I have to be really grabbed by the story to want to come back to them and play them full through. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, basically it was just like there was dinner or some sort of buffet. Nothing spooky had happened. Everyone was just in a Halloween costume, and there was some asshole guy and, the popular girl and that sort of thing. And our mum insisted we wear a costume or whatever with cat ears or something. But yeah, we never got to any actually spooky bits. But anyway, so we've got a dusty book. This was already here when I moved in. Mara reads through the pages looking for a recipe we can make with the few ingredients I have in the house. Okay, I'm just going to make the text speed slightly quicker now that I've actually figured out how to make things work. Oh, I'm sorry you're having a stomach thingy, but yes, have a good lurk. Yeah, so I've got a million things, including booking several trains, to do. I feel like doing nothing of them. I just feel tired. Actually, no, yesterday I tell a lie. I was tired and then I was bored out my mind. So I had a bath and watched TikTok for like 4 hours. And then found a really cool detective book. So yeah, anyway. We have very few ingredients. Spaghetti bolognese without meat. You don't have any kind of meat. So plain spaghetti. Did we really need a cookbook for that? Do you know how to cook it? No, not really. Elaine! I knew it was something vaguely old-fashioned. Elaine always cooked for me. We grab a cooking pot, the only one I have. We fill it with water and put it on the stove. After discussing for a bit about how high we should set the heat, we opt to bring the water to a boil with the noodles already in. Now what? Do you know how long it takes? The recipe says we have to wait until the water boils. Wait, let me show you something. It should be ready once we come back. Mara heads to the bathroom. I feel like you should at least put some like tomato sauce in it or whatever, not just eat plain pasta. Though, to be fair, I have eaten just plain pasta before. And you can, if you cook it right, just do it with like a sprinkling of cheese on and it's quite nice. But anyway, Mara heads to the bathroom and comes back with a small plant in a pot. Where'd you find that? Oh, where'd you find that? They taught me how to take care of plants back at the labs. Where'd you get that pot? I stole it, but it was for a good cause. Why would they teach you gardening? I don't know. They gave different lessons to each and every one of us. How were the other androids? My siblings? Well, I didn't know them too well, but I know some of them just went out for walks and chats, while others learnt to use weapons, and then there were the ones that left the facility every week, but they never told us why. Mara decides to check on the food. I can hear her yelling from the kitchen. It's burning! I quickly turn off the cooker and move the cooking pot away. I try to take the noodles out of the pot with a spoon, but I fail miserably. They're stuck. We could still try and eat the noodles on the top. We grab whatever we can salvage and dump it in a strainer. Mara serves 2 plates. Cleaning up that pot is going to be hell. I better leave it soaking. That's it? Completely plain? You don't have any cheese? Oh, you don't have any cheese nor tomato sauce? Your kitchen makes me sad. We should have ordered a pizza. Elaine always bought whatever ingredients she needed that day. So you're going back to work tomorrow? Are you going to be out all day? Yes, but I won't stay there for a whole day. They only pay me for 4 hours a day. I work more because I don't have anything else to do. I'll come back as soon as my shift ends. Aren't you afraid of being fired? They haven't fired me yet, so I doubt they ever will. And if they want to, then so be it. Yeah, do we have headaches or something? I don't know. I feel like there's a doctor or some sort of lab. Maybe we're being experimented on. I'm not sure. When did you turn so callous? Always have been. All right. Have you seen anything strange? No, the android's acting quite normal. Seems that she's started to grow attached to Scylla. Ooh, they're our new buddies, our new co-workers. They're spying on us. Also, is that guy an android, or is he just wearing a shirt that looks like muscles? Or is it just coincidence? Ah, that's good news then. Darla's apparently going to be Scottish, because why not? I wouldn't be so sure. She's not a companion android. Well, these models can be unpredictable. Still, if she's not following her programming, then it means the project was a failure. What? This is a setup? Did you see the plant? What about that? There's something there. I know, it's interesting. Maybe the android simply considered Scylla has safest way to survive? I doubt it. If only we could access the other ones. The boss said we can't. We just need to keep watching for now. Understood. Synergia incident log 046. 8 days before the Synergia incident. Zilla woke up. Oh, Zilla woke up yelling once again. Can I get the microphone signal? I'm on it. Zilla? Zilla, did you have the same dream again? Are you okay? I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Synergia incident log 078. 6 days before the Synergia incident. Here. Zilla cooked something for Mara. I guess Zilla hasn't really changed. Do you think it might happen again? What happened over 10 years ago? 10 years ago? I'm very confused now. But anyway, it seems to be skipping ahead. That seems likely. Did you make it for me? Yeah, I thought it'd be fine if I did something once in a while. Thank you. Nom, it's so yummy. Nom, 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 nom. Phew, I'm glad you like it. Synergia incident log 094. 5 days before the Synergia incident. Or is... Yeah, okay. It's, yeah, because I have it. Okay, cool. I've been talking to Yoko. I think I'll be able to fix your broken ear soon. Are you sure? I don't want things to end up badly like the last time. Everything will be fine, I promise. Synergia incident log 101. 4 days before the Synergia incident. Nightmares again. Looks like she's waking up. Jesus, she's covered in sweat. Some nightmare. Mara's hugging her. This started when Mara arrived, but her medical records say she stopped having them years ago. How interesting. What is it? It's interesting how Mara triggered this kind of response from Scylla. Whatever. We have to meet her in an hour. We need to get ready. Let me go by myself today. I want to see if she's more relaxed that way. Are you sure? Yeah, so just make sure they let us patrol around. Get us something boring. Alright. Yellow Ocean. Perhaps one did not want to be loved so much as to be understood. Oh, I feel that very hard. George Orwell, 1984. The year or the book? Are you sure you'll be okay? Hang on. Are you sure you'll be okay? Yes. Yeah. I told you nightmares aren't that big of a deal. And why do you have to go to work so early? It's still dark. I have to do it sometimes. My shifts change. Try to get some sleep while I'm out, okay? Fine. Mara turns around and snuggles on her blanket. I eat something and then head to the bathroom to brush my teeth. The plant has grown surprisingly big, and for all the space it takes up, at least, I have to admit, it makes the room livelier. Kyle and Darla should arrive soon. Those last weeks of work have been really calm so far. Touch wood. Although Mara's kept me distracted during my entire free time. I can hear the noises of a car engine in front of the building, so I leave quickly to not make them wait. It's not them. How strange. They're late. I get a message on HoloNet. Scylla, Kyle's in a bit of a pinch. I'll pick you up. I'll arrive shortly. Alright. I button up my coat. It's a bit cold outside. I'm glad Kyle isn't around for once. I don't feel comfortable with him around. I can always feel his eyes digging into me. It feels like he has killer's eyes. Darla shows up in the company's old car instead of the van. I get inside. The windows are foggy and it smells better than usual. Good morning, Scylla. Hello, you look happy today. Did something happen? Not really. So, scheduled patrolling? Yeah, everything should go smoothly tonight. Perfect. Darla drives for a few minutes until we reach our appointed area. After that, she drives around the block, pulling over to the side every few minutes so that we can rest. It's cold. Do you mind if I turn on the heat? Sure. Hey, you don't really have to say anything if you don't want, but what do you think about Kyle? I know you're different from him. From him? What do you mean? I mean, you, Walter, is working with me for a reason. I know you're not here just to take care of me. There's something else I don't know. Something that happened 10 years ago. I can only tell you one thing. Trust me. Oh, go ahead, tell me. To trust someone, there has to be a basis for trust. No, I mean, that's the thing I was trying to say. Trust in me? Ah. We continue patrolling for the rest of this shift. I make some small talk, but I don't bring up the topic again. I already know she won't say anything. Still, what she said before piqued my interest. Trust me. We pull over to a sidewalk, and a figure gets close and knocks on my window. I roll it down. What do you want? You. What else? I don't have any change. Today, at the docks, I wanted to make sure you didn't forget. Yoko talked about me, didn't she? What? Wait, you know Yoko? Now that I look closer, this isn't a homeless person. It's the same commercial android I met a few weeks ago. She's just wearing a costume. I thought you wanted to fix Mara's ear, didn't you? Uh-huh. Go to the docks on the far south side of the district. Look for a scrapper. He'll tell you how to find us. Me. Come today. It's the only chance you will get. And bring her, of course. What the hell, Yoko? What kind of crap did you just get me into again? I'm supposed to meet yet another criminal. Amazing. Everyone's having a good weekend so far? Playing interesting stuffs and all that? And enjoying the story. Soon after finishing his message, the android walks to an alley, where she deactivates and drops to the floor completely lifeless. Who was that? Just a hobo. She was certainly persistent. They always are. Let's get out of here. We can park somewhere else. Okay. I don't know why I'm surprised. None of Yoko's contacts are really that safe, and that's putting it lightly. We don't speak much for the rest of the shift. Darla drops me on my doorstep. I get inside my house and change my clothes as fast as I can. I don't want to make Yoko's friend wait. Mara's still asleep. I need to wake her up, so I nudge her shoulders. Mara, let's go. We need to get your ear fixed. She wakes up with a yawn. I can tell her eyes are making a mental effort to look at me. No, it's so early. I really don't like the fact that there's so many people keeping an eye on us. I hope I can fix her, because that way I can solve two things in the same day. Yes. Without saying a single word, she walks to the bathroom to get dressed and ready to leave. Meanwhile, I open the cabinet where I keep spare blankets and press around to open the hidden compartment. I grab my old saw-off shotgun and ammunition belt. I fit it under my clothes, hoping it won't show. I put the shotgun in one of my coat pockets. I hope I don't have to use it, but the dock area isn't exactly safe. I can hear Mara opening the door, so I quickly close the hidden compartment. I'm ready. Okay, I feel like we should probably save. We leave my house and walk to the closest station. We take a floating train down to the port area. We've been living together for over 2 weeks, and all the awkwardness I felt when I was around her when we first met has completely vanished by now. I don't want anything to happen to Mara, so I keep an eye on her. She seems to be happy though, so I guess she's fine. Oh, excuse me. You definitely took your time to get me fixed. Fine, I'm sorry. It's hard to find fares for, I was joking, don't worry about it. I had to wait until they could get a replacement, but the place we're visiting isn't safe at all. It's near the Yellow Sea, equally dangerous and warm. It's fine. I like the sun, so you can trust me. I know how to take care of myself. It's not like I don't trust you. So where are we going exactly? I'm not too sure myself. Actually, I want you to stay near me at all times. Alright. Once the train arrives at the docks, We walk through the rusty, grimy alleyways leading to the market. The locals eye us suspiciously, but I think it's strange. We stick out like a sore thumb. Good day, ladies. Would you be interested in getting married? It ain't legal up there, but here in Old Mason's Church, you can do whatever you want. Marriage isn't illegal in the Empire. But getting married to an android is. I grab him by his jacket and whisper in his ear. Go away. Forget that you saw me here. It seems like he understood my message as he ran off down one of the alleys. We keep making our way to the far south side of the district without too many distractions, apart from the constant hustle and bustle that almost seems like it's trying to pull us apart. Mara grips my arm and manages to stay next to me no matter what. I know your life was a lot calmer before we met, but this is the best option I have to get you fixed. Are you kidding me? This is exciting. It's a bit scary, but I don't really mind since I already saw you have a pistol hidden in your coat. I've seen it before. Back on our first day together when you left me alone in the house. It's a shotgun, and it'd make me very happy if you didn't talk about it in such a loud voice. Oops, sorry. It's like it's impossible to hide things from Mara. Once we reach the final houses in the area, I decide to ask one of the vendors to see if they know anything about the scrapper. I pick one who looks the least dangerous, a grubby-looking old man surrounded by metal objects with strange shapes. There are figurines, flowers, even feathers, all made out of iron. Excuse me, old man, do you know where I can find the scrapper? To be honest, don't remember if I know him, kiddo. Buy me something, I might just remember then. You want me to buy something? But you've only got junk. Junk? That's not. First, me ain't got no scrappy nor blacksmith, this is art. And the metalist. Didn't you see the sign over there? No. All that piece of trash fell down last week, but 'twas a sign that said metalworking. I ain't no like rest of idiots just scavenge around dump. I make art. To be fair, you have some really pretty things here. See? You could learn a thing or two from that little girl. She's got good taste. Who are you then, by the way? She came with me, so if you want to say something to her, you can say it to me. Hey, little girl, do you like that flower? Ask your girlfriend to buy it and I'll take you both to our house. What do you think? It's actually really cute. Hey, Mara? It's a deal then, kiddo. It'll be 15 credits. 15 credits for a piece of scrap? Mara's already holding the flower and giving me her best puppy eyes. I can't believe I'm doing this. Ah, fine. 15 credits. Now take me to the mechanic. Mechanic? Heaven knows what they told you. This is the first time we've got his signal since the attack that night. Should we take action? Not yet. Not yet? We can't put another android at risk. Tell the assault team to get ready, but don't let them do anything until I say so. Do you have any idea why he brought them here? I don't know, but it's got to be really important to expose himself like this. We've got to observe for now. Get down. So you're coming, or what? Yes, we are. I just thought I saw something. Well, we follow the metalist to what seems like a huge abandoned warehouse. Inside, there's a bunker door attached to a concrete wall. The metalist leaves and closes the door, barely leaving a crack. I can hear a noise right above me. Something's dropping down from the ceiling. In less than a second, I'm holding my shotgun, hiding it partially with my coat. I don't pull it out. Okay, that sentence doesn't make sense. It's just a button hanging from a cord. Hooray! You have incredible reflexes, just as I expected from you, Scylla. Come on, come inside. You've just got to press the button. When I press the button, it seems to scan my fingerprints. The bunker door opens slowly, revealing a small room filled with warm lights. I don't think this was Yoko. I think we've been summoned to a trap. From the hacker person, possibly. Mara and I look at each other and she pushes me forward. It doesn't seem like she's scared. We walk through the door and immediately see a few figures inside the room. Are they human? If they are, they look like scavengers. Oh dear. Finally! I got you to come here. Please let me introduce myself. Ahem. My name is Sal, and those are Sal and Sal. It's him again. Ugh. It's a pleasure. Sal has talked a lot about you. It's great to see you in person after our encounter at the station. Yep, this is the hacker. This is a chop. A tarp. A tarp trap. Tarp. How many arms does that girl have? Yes, and you took us away from that child's body. I appreciate it a lot, honey. See, I told you she was the best. I know why you came here. You want me to help you fix your little girlfriend, but why don't we hang out for a bit? I've been watching you for so long and it'll make me really happy to talk to you. Alone. Your little show was incredible, but I came here to install a new eardrum for Mara, nothing more. Ah, you're as cold as ever. I love it. We can't install anything here, but I can give you the eardrum. Actually, I've already got it right here, ready for delivery. Give it to me then, so I can get away from here. Hey, why don't you talk to us about your girl? She's very special, isn't she? I'd love to have one like her in my collection. Another one. I actually have a lot of them already, but no two are alike. I wonder what Velta's planning to do with them. I take out my shotgun and aim for the smaller one. I assume he's the one talking now. Calm down, Missy. Sal can be very rash at times. We won't hurt you or your partner. We're not raiders. I agree with Sal. She's cute. Well, the both of you are cute, although we can definitely fix that white hair of yours. I could give you a bright pink dye job. It'd look gorgeous on you. Oh yeah, the white hair was supposedly weird. I don't know why. Actually, we aren't a couple. And I'm technically not a hacker. Alright, you can have your eardrum, once you pay for it. Pay? I thought Yoko would pay for it? I don't want any money. What I'm asking for is a very specific thing, and you're the only one who can give it to me. My finger slides the trigger. I want your blood. You know how special it is. I don't, because I don't remember that part. Which blood? Ooh. Yeah. Which blood? Indeed, my partner here will collect it in a minute. We'll give you the eardrum once we're done. Fine, but if you try any funny business, then it won't be necessary. I sit on a chair and roll up the sleeve on my right arm, while I keep a hold of my shotgun with my left. One of them places a tourniquet on my arm and begins to draw my blood, collecting in a small container. My blood can fetch extremely high prices on the black market, so I'm not surprised in the slightest that they asked for this kind of payment. What is witch blood? Oh, thank you for asking the question we were all asking. Scylla didn't tell you? Well, she's just as special as you, Mara. Mara glances at me. Scylla was one of the experiments of Velta's genetic engineering operations. We could say she's part of a master race. Her blood can be a really powerful medicine if you use it correctly, and it's very expensive on the black market. Oh. So they're both experiments. Interesting. So maybe that was something happened 10 years ago with that. Interesting. Wow. Mara. It's okay, I can understand why you wouldn't want to talk about it. Nevertheless, that project ended a long time ago. We're done. I roll up my sleeve down and Sal hands me a bag with everything I need to fix Mara. It's a tiny plastic device and it comes with a set of fine-looking wrenches and screwdrivers. They look very similar to the ones the mechanic used. Well, now you have the tools and the eardrum, but do you know how to install it? I'll figure it out. Are you sure? I was counting on you coming with us. I could give you a hand. I'm sure I don't want anything to do with you. Come on, Mara, we're leaving. Mara nods and comes with me. They're leaving. All teams, hold your position and wait for my command. We retreat. I leave the place walking backwards. Can't wait to get out of this hole. I grab Mara and run out the way we came in. It's hard, but I manage to slip through the market. I push people around and get lost in the crowd. I don't stop running until we get to the train station, where I board the first one I find. The doors almost close right in front of me, but we make it. We're safe, and I still have the bag with the tools. I hold Mara in my arms and look into her eyes. I'd been afraid for her. Why is this happening to me again? I thought I'd have learnt the lesson years ago, but it seems that wasn't the case. I can't avoid feeling the way I do towards her. It's dawn. I'm not going to let you go at the end of it. We have to wait for a bit until we can take the next train back home. Phew, we finally left that place, huh? It wasn't that bad. I had fun. Is there anything you don't find fun? Oh, a lot of things, but this was exciting. Bit scary, though. Who were all those people? I don't know. I didn't really pay much attention. If I had to guess, though, probably some kind of illegal black market. Cyborgs or androids. The important thing is we got out of there in one piece, because who knows what could have happened to us in a place like that. But you're a cop. You could have arrested them. Things aren't so simple. Yes, I'm a cop, but these people usually don't let you just arrest them. There would have been absolute chaos, and it wouldn't have done any good. I can't let anyone know we were there. Besides, I don't give a damn what those hackers do. Even if I did arrest them, others would take their place. I wonder if this will make Velta nervous. I'm sure they don't like me taking Mara so close to the border. It hasn't been very wise of me to stay so close to Velta while having one of their androids. What about the Yellow Ocean? Will you take me there someday? Someday. Okay. I'm still catching my breath, but it looks like Mara's perfectly fine. She's sitting at the bar of the wagon since we're alone inside. Now she swings her legs as she looks at the floor. I wonder what she's thinking. Are her thoughts similar to those of a normal human? What are you thinking about? Well, I was thinking about how happy I am to live with you. I remember my old family, back at the laboratories. Things were fine with them, but I was stuck in the same places. I could barely leave, and I constantly felt like an object. It was nice, but felt dull. Ever since I came to live with you, I've been doing things I only knew from stories. It's exciting, even if it's dangerous. I'm glad. Her words make me feel strangely happy. I no longer feel like her owner, but more like a rescuer. Maybe it's too self-righteous, but I think I did rescue her, and now it's my responsibility to take care of her. We quickly arrive at our home. My proto cells are working at full force, so I don't feel so tired. So yes, genetic engineering. I'm just going to have a quick break in my gagging for a drink. But yes, why do weekends push by? I don't know. Oh, there. Sit down, Mara. I'm going to fix your ear. Oh, this can only go poorly. Now? Okay. Try not to move around too much. Will it hurt? I hope not. Can you unplug my pain receptors or something like that? I didn't think about that, to be honest. I don't want to mess around in your head too much. You're going to have to endure the pain. I trust you. I know you can do it. I just don't want to do it, that's all. I can't bring myself to do it. I don't want to accidentally break something and change the way she works. Even opening this is scary enough. I'm going to open your skull. Tell me if it hurts. She closes her eyes, and I hope everything turns out fine. I'm nervous and my hands are shaking. For some reason, a part of me expects to see a human brain inside. I carefully separate her skin sheets with one of the tools so I can open her head. Everything is perfectly sealed, so I have to be extremely cautious to not break anything or leave any marks. I finally managed to open her skull. Everything is fully mechanical, but the blood and pulsations are still there. Does it hurt? No. Great. You can relax then. If this didn't hurt, then nothing will. I think you only feel pain when something breaks abruptly. Thankfully, her cranial structure is pretty close to Elaine's. Her ear component is right on the outer layer, so all I have to do is take out whatever's left from the old eardrum and install the new one. As long as the new part's fully compatible, I shouldn't have any problems with it. How long do you think it will take? It's going to take some time. We can talk while I do it, so don't worry. Oh, this smells nice. Ooh, but green tea called Summer of Love. Tastes really nice and fruity. Oh, that's definitely a win. I couldn't get used to listening to music with only one ear. It feels awful not being able to listen to the surround effect. I looked up the eardrum brand. It's really good. I'm even surprised that they gave it to us in exchange for my blood. I hope they use it as medicine and not some kind of ritual, but I could expect anything from someone like Sal. What if they use the eardrum to spy on us? Does it really matter? I think they already do so, and I'm pretty sure they were being remotely controlled, probably very far away from here. Have you thought about why Sal is so interested in you? Heaven knows, he's probably just some pervert. You look too young for a pervert. Like age matters, he probably doesn't look like that android in real life. They talked as if there were a lot of them, but they all used the same name. I'd rather not think about it. It was pretty creepy. Hey, will you really take me to the Yellow Ocean one day? You've mentioned that a bit. Why do you keep talking about it? If you want to go to the beach, there's an artificial one at the east of the district. It's an artificial lake, but it's pretty big. Don't freak out, but it's just when I was little, I dreamt of a huge sea full of giant yellow waves. Maybe I was seeing the future. So that's the deep truth of you new androids, your clairvoyance. Don't laugh. I really did. Maybe I'm destined to go there. Do you believe in destiny? I don't know. I've never really thought about it. Do you think I was destined to live with you? No, I don't believe in destiny. I think it's just an excuse for people who can't take care of their own lives. Whilst we're talking about destiny, I still wonder what reason they had in mind to make you. As an android, you serve no actual purpose. What was Velta Labs planning when they came up with you? Maybe fake humans, you know. She's very realistic. Maybe they were just trying to create me, and that's it. I was their actual purpose. And how come they weren't scared of accidentally creating a killer android? Don't seem to have any limitations in your programming, after all. I don't, just like any other human, but it's never stopped anyone from having kids, has it? Everyone thinks they'll be a good parent. Talking about this big corporation, they always profit from everything they make. Why are you so distrustful of androids? You treat them horribly, and I don't think you're being honest with me. It's not that I don't trust androids, I just can't trust their creators. I don't treat you like crap, not anymore, at least. I'm really sorry for being rude back then. I know you're nice to me, but you know what I'm talking about. Nah, whatever. Let's just say I've had quite a few problems with androids in the past. Problems? Like love problems? Haha. Yeah. Why was it a problem? Having sex with androids is illegal, but that isn't relevant now. Don't feel like talking about it. I just can't trust androids again. They're all fake, unnatural. I know it sounds logical, but I couldn't see it back then. Do you think the same about me? Well, I used to, but you have singularity, so you're not like them. Am I right? I don't know. Of course you are. Beep beep. Silly. You're the only android I know that has a heartbeat. It's almost like as if you had a heart. Oh, I can hear from that side again. Perfect. We're done then. Let me put everything back. Carefully put back her skin and it adjusts perfectly, leaving no marks in sight. Mara gets up. I'm sure she's dying to listen to her music again. Before she can leave, she bends over and plants a soft kiss on my cheek. Thank you. After a few seconds, my brain finally starts to work again. That kiss brought back so many memories, both good and bad. Mara went to listen to some music, and now that both of her ears work, she can finally enjoy it fully again. I decide to head down to bed. It's Tuesday, so there's still a long way until the weekend. I wake up in the middle of the night. Once I feel Mara lying down next to me. Did she just take my hand? I think she fully trusts me after what happened today. It makes me happy. I know I was distrustful of her, but I never thought she'd feel the same way about me. Connection. 2 days before the Synergia incident. You called me, didn't you? And I heard you. Akira. Okay. As it's 2 days. Oh, I want to save. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. Gosh damn it. Right. History. Okay. Every day I wake up a bit earlier, yet I feel like I slept a lot more. Whatever. It gives me more time to get ready. I head to the bathroom ready to take a shower. I turn on the lights, but instead of the usual white, the room is completely surrounded in a purple glow. Mara shows up by the door. Sido, are you okay? You were awake? Of course I'm fine. What's wrong? Okay. There we go. I look at my feet and see a trail of blood that goes back to my futon. Oh no. Alright, I need to save. I just hit the wrong key. Okay. I look at my feet and see a trail of blood that goes back to my futon. I probably hurt my shoulder when I ran away with Mara. The joints have been bleeding all night. Shit, it's been a while since something that's happened. I'm fine, don't worry. It's just my prosthetic arm. The skin junctions are old, so they tend to bleed if I stress it too much. Oh. I'll help you clean up, but take off your pajamas. We grab the futon and toss it in the washing machine. The whole futon? You see, to me a futon is like a mattress and a frame and shit. I'm guessing that's not what that is, but anyway. Because tossing that in a washing machine would be a bit weird. I need to take off my shirt to let Mara clean my wounds, much to my chagrin. Do you think you'll be alright? You could stay home today. I'll be fine. It's not the first time something like this has happened. I'm sorry, I didn't want to make such a mess. You don't have to apologise. I do my usual routine before I leave the house for the work van. In the meantime, Mara starts to clean up my mess. I get a notification on HoloNet. They're waiting for me. I open the door and leave. Take care. I nod. I get in the van and Kyle is coming with us. Something feels off today. Good morning, Sulla. Hello, Darla. So what is today's case? Just some investigation work. We found an android dressed up in the enemy's uniform around one of the gates to the refineries. And why are we involved in this? The android's got no data and it doesn't even have a working brain. The investigation team couldn't find anything, so they want you to take a look at it. I still think this has nothing to do with us. Yeah. So how was yesterday? Kyle looks at Darla out of the corner of his eye while he keeps driving. Good. Why are you asking? Dunno. Everything went well. Could it be that she knows what happened yesterday? Darla told me to trust her, but I wouldn't put it past them to watch me if they knew I had Mara. But if that's the case, why don't they just take her away? Everything was fine, Darla. What about you? How was your day? Great. Kyle concentrates once again on the road. The mayor ordered me to take a look around the desks of every agent. They've been feeling paranoid ever since you found that 4th generation android. It wasn't exactly a 4th gen, technically speaking. Did you find anything interesting? No, but I discovered that some agents keep pornographic magazines in them. Magazines? That's weird. Why'd they buy those when the network is full of porn? But we monitor the search times, don't you remember? I found a few magazines in Kyle's desk too. Now that's interesting. Can you explain yourself, Kyle? Don't use that desk much. They probably belong to the guy who used it before me. It was Vega's desk. Yeah, that might explain it. We arrive at our destination. Vega was our partner at the beginning. He does not like us, I'm assuming because we're genetically engineered. Or whatever. But then, these two don't really give us much to trust, so, anyway. We arrived at our destination. There's a few agents guarding the area while others are inside the big sewer pipes connected to the factory. The whole place is a mess, and the android is completely destroyed and scattered all over the floor. I hope the investigation team look for any clues. I stare at the huge wall that divides the border to the Yellow Sea. It's a titanic construction. There's a scribble on top of the android's corpse. I walk closer and touch the paint. It's mostly dry, with a few somewhat fresh patches. Did you see that graffiti? I don't get it. White cat disappeared years ago. It says something like clunk clunk Volta, and I don't know what it says underneath. Maybe they still have a few members out there? No, this isn't like them. White Cat was known for doing huge attacks, not for beating up androids. Does the android have anything left we can use? I think Kyle was right. There's nothing left. They just beat it senseless, left their signature, and left. How vicious. I don't think we can get anything from this. What do you want me to put in the report? Tell them there's nothing left in the android and there's nothing we can do. It was probably a radical group and another team should investigate the area to see if they left any clues. That's it. Do you have any suggestions? They don't have any cameras here, nor direct network connection. They could try to look for hairs, fingerprints and whatnot, but this doesn't concern us anymore. Why would they do something like this? People are still losing their loved ones to the war, a war against machines that we're losing. What I find strange is that things like this don't happen more often. This war's making the Empire move backwards. Android hate is coming back at full force, and people are revolting against mechanization. Nothing makes sense anymore. They're afraid? It's an unfounded fear. You can't avoid technological development. I thought we were past this. If there really isn't anything we can do here anymore, then we should start working another case. I won't. I'll stay here until the end of my shift. We should go back at the station and... Darla, would you like to talk for a bit? Kyle can take care of the report for once. Sure. Darla. Kyle, I thought I was the one in charge here. I can hear the agents that were keeping guard in the area chuckling. Kyle goes back to the van to find the reports. I have to admit, it felt good to humiliate him. I knew I wouldn't like him ever since the day we met. Hey, Darla, do you have HoloNet? I do, but I rarely use it. Velta restricts the network, so I can't connect to it from there. Let's use it now then. I'm going to make a private virtual room and invite you. Join and then close your eyes. Okay. Darla? Wow, this is amazing. We can talk here, no one else can hear us. Alright, though I don't think it's too safe to go around talking with my eyes closed. Don't worry, I will tell you if anything happens. Hey, you obviously don't share Velta's goals, so why are you working for them? Well, that is not entirely true. Come on, Kyle can't hear us here. Open up. I mean, they are the only ones who give me a chance. That's sad. You're a good girl. Why don't you talk to me about your little undercover operation? I know you're spying on me. There's not much I can do about it, but if you keep bugging me, I will eventually find a way to get rid of you. I know, Velta. I worked for them a while ago. I already know that? I'm sorry, I can't see anything else. It's fine. It's not you I'm worried about. You're really popular with Volta's security teams, did you know? Really? Popular? Yeah. Clear the Witch. They always talk about your covert operations and how you fought against the 4th generation. I would say I'm flattered, but all that popularity has been useful for jack shit. I'm still here wasting my talent. And this trash team, no offense. I don't get it, to be honest. Why are you here? What happened? It's just not something I like to talk about. I understand. What have you heard? I heard that you fell in love with whatever. I don't want to hear it. I log out and tap Darla on her shoulder so she can open her eyes. I think I will head back home, Darla. My apologies. I didn't want to make you remember that. Don't worry. Can't really do much here anyway. You're right. Take care, Scylla. Ow, my finger. So everyone seems to know my story pretty well. I didn't know that. Crap. I think I might play Yoko a visit. I could do some venting. I take a train. There's only one other person inside. Their face seems familiar. Cleo? Conrad? The one and only. It's been a while. I thought you would have gotten yourselves killed by now or something like that. You're just as nice as ever. Also, I'm not a corporal anymore. They promoted me recently. I'm a sergeant now. So now you're the one in charge of my unit? Yes, so it's no longer your unit. Yeah. You know we don't judge you for what happened. Maybe one day you could just come back with us. Joel always says that if you were feeling love-deprived, you could have asked him. Shut your fucking mouth, Conrad. Maybe you're not under my orders anymore, but I can still destroy you. Are you mad at me? I clench my fist and look into his eyes. Times change, Zilla. Maybe one day they'll see you as some kind of pioneer. Ugh. So, what are you up to now? It's none of your business. I've heard you're a negotiator now. I mean, it's not as exciting, but you can still work with androids. Leave me alone. Why don't you just quit? Well, I wish you the best of luck in whatever you do. I have to get off here. I hope you do well, Zilla. I don't even glance at him when he leaves. To be honest, I had completely forgotten about him and the rest of the team. It's funny, they played such a big role in my life at some point. The train has arrived at my station, so I'll try not to think about it too much. I'm heading to Yoko's store, so I walk by the shopping district. The display windows catch my eye, and once I get close to one, I see a familiar-looking silhouette. Is that Mara? Mara? Zilla, what are you doing here? I just got out of work. I was going to see Yoko. Why? I have to lecture her about the mess she got me into. I was window shopping. You know how much I like it. I didn't know you had left work early, but it's better this way. Congratulations, Dan. I told you I would try and get out early. I guess this is how she entertains herself while I'm away. I should have known she wouldn't stay at home the whole time. It's fine. I'm not in a hurry. Can I go with you? Okay. Please, I don't care if you two argue. She deserves it. Fine. I start walking again, this time with Mara by my side. She's still focused on her window shopping. She really likes to stare at them. After a bit, we finally arrive to Yoko's shop. It's closed. She's probably in her apartment. Let's go there. Wouldn't that bother her? Probably. Take some tiny stairs located to the right of the building. They take us to the back entrance. These apartments are really fancy. Yoko definitely can't complain about her quality of life. We take an elevator to the upper side and knock on her door. I can't remember what voice I did for Yoko. Anyway, I'll just do my voice. Hey, what are you two doing here? That's a funny way to say hello. Hi, Yoko. I was surprised, so come in. We walk into her apartment and sit down next to a small coffee table in the living room. So, why did you come here? What do you think? I ain't sick if that's what you think. I just closed the store because I didn't feel like working today. How professional. Anyway, I didn't come here for that. Why don't you tell me that good friend of yours was Sal? Did you think that was a good idea? Of course not. So, Mara, how are things going with that dumbass? Well, good. I have a lot more fun there than in the warehouse. What do you mean, of course not? Fine. Sorry about that. Hey, Mara, why don't you get us something to drink? Maybe some coffee, tea, whatever? Alright. Mara leaves my side and heads towards Yoko's kitchen. She goes through every single cabinet and checks every household appliance she finds. I think drinks will take a little bit too long. How come she's so compliant with you? She rarely listens to me. Fear is a powerful weapon. Doesn't matter now. You two are really cute, by the way. Just like the two little lovebirds. What? Wait, don't change the subject. We were talking about Sal. So close-knit. But don't worry, your secret is safe with me. Secret? What are you talking about? You know, relationships with androids are outlawed, but Mara is special. I get why you like her so much. I ain't gonna call the police on you, don't worry. That's enough. Though, to be honest, I've found it very easy to start treating her like a human. That's because deep down you always wanted to trust her. All you needed was a reason to look at her differently. You wanted to believe she was the right one, and once you found out about Project Mara, it gave you enough reasons to do so. Where is the lie, though? She's so different. Sure she is, but if you ever had any doubts about her, you wouldn't have believed everything so quickly. Always liked androids and always will. Anyway, I didn't come here so you could give me relationship advice. I ain't gonna apologise about what happened with Sal. Since both of you are here, I assume things went fine. Yoko, I know that you know him. Who is he? Please, try being honest for once. You're wrong. Ain't heard nothing about him in a really long time. Ugh. You've done a really good job with her. It's a lot more important than you think, you know? Taking care of the first android with real feelings. And everything would have been so much easier if you told me from the very beginning. I think she looks pretty happy. Don't think about it too much. Hey, Yoko, do you ever feel guilty about things you've done? Just when I know I've done something wrong. Now that you two are a thing, why don't you just take her out for a drink at one of my clubs? There's a small one I used to frequent a while ago. It's usually pretty empty in the afternoon and also really charming. Take her there, she's going to like it. I'll send you the address on it. Mara comes back. She's clumsily carrying a tray with 3 cups. Thankfully, they all arrive in one piece. Scylla, I didn't know what you wanted, so I made some tea for us. Tea is fine. Coffee leaves a nasty aftertaste. Yoko is still giving me a suggestive look. She looks like she doesn't care, but she actually loves to gossip about everyone's lives. She must be enjoying this. It's still too hot. Be careful. No, it's fine. Yoko's smirk grows even wider. That grin is going to split her face in 2 at this rate. So, Mara, what do you do while Scylla's away? Well, I take care of my garden. Garden? She's talking about a plant she's keeping at home. I don't think you can call it a garden. I listen to Scylla's music, watch TV, play with the computer, go out for a walk, pet our neighbour's plastic sheep, go to this store. Okay, I see you have fun. There's just so much to do in this city. How could I get bored? Besides, I got my own keys and Scylla's permission, so I can go out whenever I want. You gave her your house keys? Are you sure about that? Yes, unlike you, I couldn't keep her inside all day, trapped like an animal. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really take good care of you, but what can you do? It doesn't matter anymore, since I won't have to live with you ever again. Ha! Hey, no need to hold grudges. I'm just not good at taking care of others. I second that. Still, be careful if you go around the borders. Things are getting weird with White Cat. I think it's because of the war. I know what you're talking about. We don't really go over there, but I don't get all the sudden android hate. The war started over a year ago. Well, I heard the Empire had to retreat from conquering the desert because this huge army, thousands of robots attacked them. And of course that led to some distrust from the more conservative people who just happened to live near the border. It seems like a few idiots are trying to imitate White Cat, but that's just some petty thugs. So that's what happened. For me and Yoko it's not an issue, but Mara isn't exactly good at defending herself. Even though there are almost no differences between her and a human, I should still be careful with her. I thought we'd gotten past that. We have been living with androids for over 20 years. I know, I thought the same. Just try and be careful. Mara absent-mindedly listens to our conversation, like she couldn't care less about it. Is there anything she actually worries about? Since it doesn't seem to bother her, I won't try and induce her fear. So, I suppose I'll try and downplay this. Still, there isn't a single thug who can scare me. I have never been scared of you, and now that I think about it, even if you refuse to tell me anything, you still owe me an apology for lying to me again. I am sorry. Enough! Sal is such an interesting guy, don't you think? I'm not sure if interesting is the right word to describe him. It couldn't have been so bad. They attacked us! Exaggerating. Don't worry, Mara. I know Scylla and how jumpy she can get. Saltans tends to invade each other people's personal spaces. I guess that doesn't help either. Maybe if you told me who I would see from the very beginning, nothing would have happened. If I did, you wouldn't have gone and Mara would still have a broken ear. Sure, like you care about Mara. I think they treated us well. They were nice. See, Scylla, you need to trust people. Of course, I am the problem. I hope I never have to go there again. Mara's thrown herself on the couch. She looks tired. Still, he ain't just a hacker. Sal is some kind of overlord beyond the LOC. Every time I go there, I hear more and more things about him. We already talked about this. We're going to get into a lot of trouble if you keep working with those people. Imperial authorities are keeping an eye on everyone, and they don't hesitate to charge anyone who might cooperate with the rebels for a treason. Oh well, at least I could fix Mara. Okay, but I ain't no rebel, so if you ever need my help again, I'm gonna be here. I really hope not. Can you tell me how you met him again? I told you, he contacted me first, asked for a favour and asked for one in return. We had a couple of gigs together, but that's it. I turned to look at Mara once again. She's dozing off. She's growing extremely bored of this. You should take her back home. I'm heading back home, Yoko. Try not to get me into too much trouble for now. And get away from that guy. Hey, I ain't gotten you into any trouble. I helped you. Try to use more conventional ways to help then. Mara is anything but conventional. You've got to get used to resorting to super strange ways to keep her safe. If you say so. See you soon. I wrap my arm around Mara's shoulders and carefully guide her away from the apartment to the elevator. She's still drowsy and takes small, slow steps. I call a taxi. I don't think she would like to walk around the train station. It's cold, so I give her my coat. She can't help but fall asleep again. Once we arrive home, I take her in my arms and lay her down on the futon. So she must have rescued her out of the wash then. I change my clothes and lie down next to her. It's still early, but I've work tomorrow, so I don't mind sleeping a bit earlier. Fear. One day before the Synergia incident. Thus it may be known that the leader of armies is the arbiter of the people's fate, the man on whom it depends whether the nation shall be in peace or in peril. Why not just say the person? It's undo the art of war, because it was written a long time ago. Save again. Once they arrive to pick me up, I say goodbye to Mara and leave, but something is different. When I get inside the fan, I notice Darla isn't there. Hey, where's Darla? They need her help in another division, so they took her to the laboratories. Shit, I guess she was being too nice to me and Velta noticed it. I just hope she's alright. Why did you take her there without asking me first? Didn't you think of asking what I thought about it? You were the squad leader, but both Darla and I are part of Volta Labs. Remember that. Go yourself. I'm way too tired for this crap. I can't stand how bland this work gets, but I refuse to let them investigate or persecute me in any way. So, what's today's case? The guard android. The police in the area haven't been able to deactivate it. The house owner's passed away. They need to clean up the place. Good. Seems easy enough. I spend the rest of the trip thinking of the reasons for Velta to come after me. Could it have something to do with Sal or Mara? Maybe Yoko? It's not like there are too many options. We crossed the district border, getting right into the refugee area. What are we doing here? We are not in charge of this place. All the teams in the area were busy, so they automatically assigned us to this job. Automatically? That definitely sounds like the work of that hacker again. I have to stay alert. We finally reach our destination. It's an old neighborhood in the east side. All the immigrants from the eastern areas live here. What the hell is this? Since when are androids legal in this district? People here shouldn't even be able to afford them. I know it's strange. I will cover for you from the building across the street. Kyle takes a sniper rifle and leaves. I get into the building. The stairs are very narrow, and I could barely fit on it. Still, I can't help but like this place. It reminds me of something. I'm not sure what. I find the android just after crossing the door. Welcome, Zilla. I suppose I don't have too much time until your buddy positions himself. A samurai? A goddamn samurai? I suppose you already know who I am. The android was created to serve this family, but your friend lent it to me. I needed it more than ever. Look, I don't know what you want from me, but I'm not coming with you, and I sure as hell won't give you Mara. I know, but they have different plans for you. Tonight is the night to make sure Mara is ready. Don't let them catch you off guard. What are you talking about? I should just deactivate you right now. I keep walking towards her. You know, that last time at the factory kind of left me wanting more. I'm growing really tired of your crap. So, I'm almost there. Is everything alright? Everything is going fine, don't worry. In that case, I will have to stop you. I really don't want to hurt you, but I need this body. I'm very close to the android. He already unsheathed his sword and is on guard, ready to defend himself. He's the one who makes the first move, striking vertically. Too bad for him, I've been trained to dodge edged weapons. I effortlessly avoid his attacks. I can already feel my protocells working. Tonight, I need this body to protect you. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't need anyone to protect me. His sword clashes against my metal arm without leaving a trace. The blade is completely dull. He's holding back. Okay. I need to get into a pausey type menu, so let's just save. I'm going to save. We're just going to have a quick break because I need to stretch. So we'll have a tea break and I'll be back in a few. Right. I just had some notifications to click. Right, okay. Okay. His sword clashes against my metal arm without leaving a trace. The blade is completely dull. He's holding back. All of... Hi, Fuzzy. All of this is happening because you refuse to come with me. Ah, no worries. Keep lurking. Keep lurking's all good. I have no idea what's going on with this game. I'm hoping we get some answers in like the next hour or so. And some achievements. I got 5 in the last stream, and I've got nothing yet so far. So this may be relevant now. Yeah, I don't know how we can do some of the other stuff. I don't think I've had particularly lots of choices. Only a couple where like we've had the Android connection thing. But anyway, it's fine. Me trusting a rebel hacker in your dreams. He has changed his approach. Now instead of making me waste my time, he's trying to run away. Didn't we literally just have an achievement? So what was it? Don't let him get away. Okay, so don't let him get away. There we go. Now we have an achievement. The android watched the one of windows, but I managed to grab him by the neck. He's very heavy, definitely a combat model. Could barely stop him, but I succeed in making him turn around. He throws me to the floor, but I roll over and stand up on my feet once again. I pull my gun and shoot him in the legs. No! You're gonna screw everything up! The bullets barely wounded his calf, so he's still able to walk towards the exit. Just when he's about to leave, I hear a loud gunshot. His back suddenly shatters in a million pieces. Got you. Scylla, are you okay? What happened? I'm fine. The android turned hostile. I'm coming. Wait for me inside. I sit and wait for Kyle. Maybe I jumped the gun a little bit, but there's no turning back now. Now I know why this place looks so familiar. It was Yoko's old house. It's been years since the last time she was here. It's too much of a coincidence. I know Yoko is behind this and everything that has happened so far. Yes, it's nothing. I probably cut myself when I was struggling with the android. I'm going to call an EMT. I stay there for a few hours, analysing and going through the android's body. It's a model from a few years ago, a high-end one, top of the line when it comes to combat androids. He could have easily crushed me if he wanted, but he didn't. Kyle's rifle must be really strong to make him explode like that. Before I can leave the place, I see Darla walking into the building. Ah, hello, Scylla. Darla, I was surprised I didn't see you before. I had to help out with some of the labs, but I'm back now. Did you miss me? Yes, surprisingly. I'm glad to know they didn't kick you out. Both Kyle and I will eventually leave. Please remember that. I know. Whenever that happens, maybe we could hang out, just the two of us? Only if you want to, of course. Yeah, why not? Please rest. I can tell you I've been really busy today. Kyle can fill me in. Take care. They are finally letting me go back home. Once again, my exit is interrupted by someone I know walking into the building. Yoko. Whoa, what a surprise. It's my old house. I came as soon as I heard something was going on here. Combat android went crazy. Was it yours? Of course not. I walk up to Yoko and grab her by the jacket. I try to lift her off the ground, but I give up as soon as I remember she's a cyborg and weighs hundreds of pounds. Yoko, I've had enough of your bullshit. Tell me what's going on, right now. Celia? I let go of her jacket, but I stay close to her. I would tell you if I knew anything, I swear. You're my best friend. I would never put you in danger. It doesn't matter who asked me to. Ugh, I think you have put me in danger more times than I can count. But let's say you're telling me the truth. Then what's going on here? I know that android was yours. You can't convince me. But it appeared in your house by sheer coincidence. Fine, the android wasn't mine. He was there to protect my parents. I was the one who put her in charge a few years back. I was afraid of something happening to him, but my parents died some time ago. And you just left the android there alone? Yeah, I completely forgot about him. Shit, Scylla, just trust me for once. It wouldn't be so hard to trust you if you hadn't lied to me every time I asked you what was happening. You can trust me now, I'm telling the truth. Ugh. Fine, so what are you going to do now? Neither the house nor the android have any traces of me. I just came here to see what was happening. There's nothing to worry about. Get on my bike, I'm going to give you a ride home. I hear Mara screaming for help when I get inside. I run to see what's happening. She's still lying on the bed. Mara? You're fine? Scylla, thank goodness you came back early. I woke up and realised I couldn't move at all. I can't take this coat off me. I put my coat over her yesterday, and its security system activated since then. The electromagnetic mesh is interfering with Mara's body. I can't help but laugh. I got worried over nothing. What's she laughing at? Get me out of here! I wipe a few tears from the corner of my eyes and bend down next to her. Actually, I can't. You need to relax so the fabric unblocks itself, or just wait until it runs out of battery. It's specifically made to block android attacks. How can I relax when I'm trapped here? And stop laughing. Sorry. I sit next to Mara and pull her towards me. I stroke her head, hoping that helps her calm down. Mara stays completely silent, and after a few minutes the coat unblocks itself. I keep caressing her for a bit longer. To be honest, I feel really calm right now as well. This feels almost liberating. I had a tough day. Things are getting ugly. I don't know, we may have to leave this place. Mara only hums in response to let me know she's listening to me. She's so relaxed she can't even speak. If I keep doing this, she'll pass out again. Aren't you scared? We could find a new place to live. Start everything over. Mara sits up all of a sudden and gazes at me. She kisses me on my lips while my eyes are still wide open. I stand up in complete disbelief. My chest is full of mixed feelings, but none feel bigger than fear. What the hell are you doing? You can't do that. Why not? It's illegal. Do you have any idea of what trouble it could get us into? I will not let this happen again, so don't you dare. Mara stands on her tiptoes and kisses me again. I love you, Scylla. I've loved you ever since I entered your house. Actually, I knew I loved you even before I met you. I tried to say something, but not a single word can leave my mouth. I just feel like crying. I can't hold it anymore. I start drowning in my own tears and sobs. Mara pulls my hand to make me sit down next to her again. I wipe my eyes and carefully take my coat off before bending down to her height. She's still waiting for a reply. No one can know about this, okay? Know what? You know what I mean. I just want you to say it. Nobody can know we're together. Does that mean you love me too? Even if I'm an android? I nod, my tears threatening to fall again. What do you mean you knew even before we met? Remember your dream? The recurring one? I know what it means. What does that have to do with anything? You're chasing someone in the rain, and you aim your gun and ask them to stop. Yes. Who are you chasing? I don't know. I've never seen their face. I know you can remember. Just try to. They're two people. No, wait. A human and an android, both members of your old squad. Oh, hang on. That was the wrong thing. A human and an android, both members of your old squad. One of them betrayed you. How do you know that? You shot them. You were completely terrified. It hurt to see what was happening. And in the end, both of them died. Velta Labs decided to hide it and baptized you against your will to prove your innocence. It's true, all of it. I buried it deep inside my mind. I didn't want to remember it, but what happened? How could Mara know? They hacked that android, it seduced you, and you fell in love with it. How do you know all this? Very few people know. I read it some time ago in the Velta Labs records. They created me, remember? Did you know who created you all along? Uh-huh. I can't understand a thing. Scylla, I'm sorry I lied to you, but it wasn't really my choice. You'll also have to forgive Yoko. She was working with us from the very beginning. Us? What do you mean? Does anyone ever tell me the truth? I understand that you feel frustrated, but you aren't yourself. You've always been a reluctant heroine, but a heroine after all. Please take this. Mara puts her palm in front of me. There's a red pill in her hand. Matrix moment! You've been under the suggestion of the Empire for many years. I knew there was something wrong with you when I saw you having those nightmares. Please take it. How do I know you're telling me the truth, and this isn't some kind of sleeping pill or even poison? Don't give me that. I know you trust me, and that's what led me to make this decision. You told me earlier about moving somewhere else, didn't you? What if I told you that I'd planned the same thing for a long time? I take the pill, put it in my mouth. I swallow. Thank you. It'll take a few hours to work. That pill is designed to remove the prothropan from your blood. Soon the doubts, the anxiety, and everything that anguished you will disappear. Well, maybe not everything, but you'll be yourself again. Okay, I've put my trust in you. I only hope that you're not actually like Yoko. Now tell me the truth. I won't lie to you again, especially now you've taken that pill. You see, this was all Sal's plan. Right. She knows Sal. Sal, so you know each other? We're brothers. Well, technically we're the same person, but not really. Wait, same person? Yes. I can't tell you much because I myself have been apart from him since I left the capsule. If anyone could answer all your questions, that's Sal, but I can tell you what I know. Go ahead. Belt has been secretly researching and developing new androids for years. Both Sal and I are the result of that research. I didn't know about this until not so long ago. Androids with singularity? Why? I thought the disaster a few years ago taught us a valuable lesson about why they're dangerous. Well, I guess it was just too juicy of an opportunity for Velta to miss. Let's just say that one way or another, I ended up developing my own way of thinking without Velta noticing. I also managed to influence all of the androids who were with me to help find you. But how they did is something I don't know. This is confusing. You see, Velta created a new system to control androids with singularity. It's a series of machines that modify our memories, our minds. All I know is that they transform the data into images which are then implanted in the bio-brains of all androids connected to them. I simply introduced my feelings for you into one of them, and the next thing I remember is waking up in Yoko's warehouse. But how did you know about me? How could you fall in love with me without even knowing me, meeting me? I felt alone locked up in Velta's facilities. When I got access to the net, the very first thing I did was look for someone to be with. You were booked for a crime as simple as loving an android, so I couldn't help but be curious and look into you. I guess it was love at first sight, because after that I couldn't stop thinking about you. It sounds a little silly, I know. How romantic. She's a stalker. I understand. Well, I don't really understand it all, but I guess it's something. And why did you hide all this from me? You already knew I didn't hate androids, so why lie to me? Well, when I woke up from my lethargy in the transport capsule, Sal had already prepared an intricate plan to get you out of the district. So from the beginning, this has been a rescue plan to escape the Empire? The impossible love that has to escape? It almost sounds like a movie. I know. Sal gave me this pill when we went to get my spare eardrum. Actually, everything's been part of his plan from the very beginning. The fact that my ear was damaged was no more than a very convenient accident. He would have found another way to take us to the docks, and I would have helped him. He offered me to leave with him. Was that his plan? It didn't sound very effective. No, whether or not his plans worked is something I don't know, but I do know what he's going to do now that you refuse to go with him. Well, if he'd told me all this, maybe I wouldn't have refused outright. That's exactly what I told him, and that's why I'm telling you. Now that he knows you're not going with him for good, he's probably got a plan B to get you out of here. We probably don't have much time left before Velta breaks into this apartment to arrest us, because they're listening right now. You should have said all of this before. In that case, it'd be best to look for a safer place to stay. You're so determined now. The pill must be starting to take effect. I'm sorry if I don't want to wait to be captured for trying to escape from the Empire. I don't really feel like being declared a traitor. I'd agree with you, but we'd better stay here for now. I know Sal's working on something, and if we move we might make it more difficult. After all, it's impossible to move around this district without Velta knowing where you are. Without Sal's help, we'd be caught in a second. I can contact Yoko. If there's anyone who can get us out of here without being seen, it's her. Remember, Yoko's already working with Sal. If you ask her for help, she'll probably just tell you to wait here. I can't just sit around like this knowing they're coming for me. Well, we could enjoy the moment a bit. You seem very calm considering all that's coming. Actually, I feel protected when I'm simply with you. That's why I'm listening to everything Sal asks of me. I really want to escape from this place with you. And what are we supposed to do once we get out? We'll need a new home. A job. I'm sure for someone with your talents, that'll be easy to find. We could go to one of the many rebel cities. I don't know if that's exactly what I'm looking for. We'll have time to think about it at least. Wait, do you and Sal... You and Salt? Work with the rebels? Well, I don't work with anyone, but I think Sal's been collaborating with the rebels since he started planning everything. I don't know if that's a good idea. Why would the rebels help an Imperium? I don't know. I think they're more interested in the secrets that new androids like Sal and I hide. After all, we're a big threat to their plans. I think Yoko mentioned something about that. Your brains are impossible to hack. That's right. But as I've said before, it's not my main intention to work with them. I simply want to escape from here with you. How noble. Sigh. How did I get into all of this? Great changes are coming to the Empire and I feel at the center of it. All. Hey, it's me who's at the center of everything. The impression I had of you's changing pretty fast. And do you like what you see? I still have to decide that. Maybe you're too punk for me, but I guess I don't have anything better. Hey, it's a joke, it's a joke. So you manipulated all of your friends to come and rescue me instead of just helping them escape. You endanger the integrity and safety of an entire generation of sentient androids just to be with me. How selfish. I guess so. I had no choice if I wanted to be with you. It seems that after all, you're not the little angel you pretended to be. I've never pretended to be anything. If you thought I was an angel, it's because you got that idea yourself. I suppose it must be your eyes. As time goes by, I notice how my brain feels clearer. That fog that prevented me from concentrating disappears little by little, and I feel more alive and active. Somewhat restless, even. I see a shadow on the window, the landscape slightly distorted with the raindrops. I know it's an illusion. Someone is watching us using thermo-optic camouflage. They're here. Who? Velta. I don't know what they're waiting for, but they've surrounded the apartment. Wow, I was hoping it'd take longer. I guess we can only wait now. No matter how many there are, I doubt I'll have trouble getting rid of them. I just need to take my weapon and... No, it's important that you don't resist. Who knows what they might try if we kill one of their own. Things could get much uglier. Right now they take us for harmless subjects, and we should use that to our advantage. Okay. Well, if we have to wait, why don't you tell me about your childhood? I guess all of those times when you told me you had a bad memory. You were lying? I remember it quite well. At the time, I never thought my life was bad. In fact, I was happy. After all, I had nothing else to compare it to. You were raised in laboratories, weren't you? Yes, but they weren't the conventional type. It was just a facility where all the androids of my generation lived. It was more like a school, only we were very obedient and never made a fuss. Yoko talked about simulations. I suppose you could call it that, but they weren't really anything like real life. In that school, what did they teach you? Botany? That's weird. We used special black seeds and planted them into the sand. They had to be watered with a concrete liquid mixture, and then they'd grow without requiring water. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Does it? Yes, training androids so that they can plant in an environment as hostile as sand. I doubt it's a coincidence. They were training you to reforest the desert. Wow, that sounds like a very noble job. It'd be much better than being a soldier. I imagine that's Velta's intention. You see, since humanity came to this planet and established the colonies, they've had the intention of terraforming it. The atmospheric generators produce real rain. They were installed shortly after arrival, but the project to repopulate the soil was a complete failure. There's nothing that can grow in the strange chemical composition of the deserts here. That's why we live in these walled cities. I thought it was strange that you were able to grow something in that pot of yours. So, Velta plans to reforest the planet. Sounds like a pretty ethical purpose. No, Velta couldn't care less about the planet, but if they launch a new generation of androids capable of fulfilling one of humanity's wishes for hundreds of years, it's impossible that people would refuse. Interesting, but I still find it to be a great effort to improve their reputation. After all, my generation has been in development for years. You're right, I must be missing something. Well, I've told you a lot about myself, practically everything, and I haven't lived as long as you have. That job of yours. I'm sure you have many interesting anecdotes. Sorry, I just forgot. I was like, did I forget to sort out the green screen? No, it's fine. Why don't you tell me some of them? Sure. It's refreshing to be able to talk to someone about this. In fact, I think you've already asked me about my work before, right? Yes, but you didn't want to talk about it. That was partly due to the effects of protopan. They turned you into a passive person who hated work, because it's designed to eliminate any kind of aggressive feelings, at the cost of wiping out your personality. My doctor said they were a new type of supplement for my prosthesis. That's normal. Just my doctor too. It's not that you shouldn't, but it's just that in this city, almost everything is corrupt. Speaking of your prosthesis, why don't you tell me about it too? There's not much to say about my arm. It looks like a civilian model to the naked eye, but it's actually an old military model. Don't be fooled by the word old. It's very reliable and one of the best I've ever had. Its weight equals that of my right arm to avoid any kind of back problems, but at the same time it uses a wrist projection system that gives me the same strength as a combat android. The structure and composition is like one of a human bone, though. And in spite of being very resistant, its interior is hollow. Wow, now I feel even safer. It's a good weapon. It's helped me win every hand-to-hand encounter I've ever had. You were part of a unit that was dedicated to neutralizing androids without destroying them, weren't you? Not exactly. Many years ago, I was part of the Empire's Special Operations Corps, in a group called Ghost Team. It's true we specialized in the use of non-lethal forms of force, but sometimes there's nothing left but to neutralize your opponent. I understand, but at least you tried. It sounds better than it is. The Empire never had contemplation for the life of androids. Mara's frowning. Don't look at me with that face. You might be a sentient android, but the generations that came before you have been nothing but machines without consciousness. The only reason we tried not to destroy androids was because they were very, very expensive and difficult to make, so their owners wanted them back in the best possible condition. That, of course, has changed over the years, and now that androids are mass-produced like any other product, the Ghost Team lost one of its main functions. One? What other functions did your team have? Cyborgs have been around much longer than androids. Our team also neutralized cyborgs with illegal prosthetics. Cyborgs are people, so they have rights, unlike androids. Was it dangerous? Very dangerous. Some of those cyborgs were strong enough to crush you with one hand. And that was if they didn't carry some kind of hidden weapon. They were also much more unpredictable than androids and more dangerous. I thought androids were the most dangerous. Aren't they able to process information faster? Only in some senses. When two opponents reach the limit of their capabilities, the result of their confrontation is only based on their decision-making. That is to say, if you're able to predict your opponent's next move and act accordingly, you could defeat him without giving him time to react, no matter how powerful he may be. And that was the basis of most of the Ghost Team's training. Fighting androids was easy. An android has unparalleled aim, strength, and agility, but it's incredibly predictable. Always choose the best possible option, and once you predict it, all you have to do is ambush them or use the strength against them. Over time, androids have been designed to be more unpredictable and choose options that are not optimal in an effort to appear more realistic. This made them more effective in larger scale conflicts, but their effectiveness against specialized teams dropped. Humans, however, are much more unpredictable, and when you give them the capabilities of an android, by augmentation, they become an immensely greater threat. Yoko's a cyborg, right? A dangerous one. Unlike androids, cyborgs have only become more and more dangerous over time, as implants have improved. I doubt that the techniques we used 10 years ago will still work. Where does that put me? Well, you're neither. When I saw your interior, I could see that you have blood flow and a natural brain. That is, you are a bioroid. So why does everyone call me android? At first glance, you can't distinguish an android from a bioroid, but the latter has parts of its body made of organic matter. I've never seen a bioroid with a natural brain, so you're an especially unique specimen. Thank you. And this means you've got the capabilities of an android, and you can't be hacked, at least not completely. A hacker will never be able to take control of your body. At most, it will be able to disable you or manipulate you, just like you would a human. A bioroid can be altered with chemical substances, but that's extremely expensive. Producing bioroids also costs a lot. I wonder how Velta managed to create so many without going bankrupt. I remember seeing other androids like you locked in capsules with strange amniotic fluid, as if there were fetuses in the room. How disturbing. No big deal. It's a method that's been used before with human babies, but never with bioroids. In short, I'm the ultimate machine? Well, you're not. You're pretty weak. For some reason, they designed you with a skinny body. Sorry. Wonder if someday you'll stop insulting me. I'm just saying that to be the perfect machine, you'd need a resistant body like a combat android. If they gave you that, you'd be something extremely dangerous. An android is unique and autonomous as a human being, and capable of being hacked and with the force of a tank. I'm afraid to even think about it. Now that I remember it, why did Sal want my blood? I have no idea, and I know as much as you about that. I don't have a magic method to talk to Sal. He's the one who contacted me, through terminals, phones, whenever you weren't home. I see. I hear a noise behind the front door. What's that? Probably Velta's soldiers. They've decided to act. So that means Sal's going to do it. Do what? The next part of his plan? Zilla, promise me you won't fight them, okay? Oh, alright. And don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Oops. Oh no, okay. Yeah. I hear a big explosion. The floor trembles and the lights go out for a few seconds. I look out the window. The whole city's dark. I catch a glimpse of a huge column of smoke and fire on the horizon from the industrial zone. When I turn around, Mara's lying on the floor with her eyes blank. Mara! She's still breathing, and I can feel her heartbeat, but her body doesn't respond. I shake her and try and wake her up, but it doesn't work. What's going on? Didn't you think it'd be a good idea to tell me about this first? I turn on the TV. The broadcast of a documentary is cut to make way for breaking news. Breaking news! A series of explosions have just occurred throughout the district's industrial area, which is currently under the control of Velta Labs and the state. Security forces are already headed to the site. The causes of the explosion are currently unknown, but it is believed they could be related to the rebel hacker known as Sal and the defector Esquilla, a former district... Oh, that's me! Esquilla, a former district security agent. I hear footsteps on the other side of the door. I take Mara's body in my arms. Hoppy on Sec Security Department! Door slams open and dozens of flashlights blind me. When I manage to reopen my eyes, I can see someone familiar. Zilla, that android you're holding is the property of Velta Labs. Drop the android to the ground and get on your knees with your hands behind your back. I'm paralyzed. I remember what Mara asked me to do, so I close my eyes, take a deep breath, and calm down. When I open them again, Kyle is in front of me. So in the end, I was right. You knew Mara was with me. Of course, I knew. I was getting tired of that show we played every day. Maybe Darla enjoyed it, but not me. It was only a matter of time before this happens. Copy, copy. It's the basic condition of life to be required to violate our own identity. Philip K. Dick. Mara asked me not to resist, so I'll wait for now. I put my hands on the back of my head. Delta's mercenaries handcuff me and take me outside. I look back to try and see Mara one last time, but it's too late. They're taking her away. They shove me inside a dark truck and I can only see some shapes and lights through cracks in the door. They're like vents in a beast cage. I check the walls of the truck. The doors do feel a little weak for an armoured truck. If I hit the hinges with my prosthesis, I could probably escape, but that'd be too noisy. Finally, I decide to sit back and do nothing. I've got to wait for my moment to escape and look for Mara. If you think it's all over, you're wrong. I've been in worse situations. A canned voice comes from the front of the truck. Calm down, we're almost there. The van stops a few minutes later. I can't help but fall onto the ground when it slams on the brakes. The doors open. I recognize the place. It's the parking lot of Velta's headquarters. 2 soldiers grab my arms and take me to the elevator without saying a word. We're taken to the top floor of the director's office. Scylla, long time no see, my daughter. Don't call me that. It's disgusting. But you are. It's important that you don't forget. From the day we gave birth to you in that test tube, you have been my daughter, and that means I am responsible for your actions. I look away. Very presence being enough to fill me with disgust. I've suffered enough in my life at the hands of this monster. You know me well. You know how much I appreciate my creations, and that there is nothing that matters more to me than making this world a better place. You knew that Mara was also one of my daughters. Different daughter to you, but no less important. Quite the opposite, in fact. And yet you kept her and were able to understand firsthand the power that the new generation of androids wield. Cut the crap. If I'm still here, not in a cell or one of your re-education centers, it's because you want something from me. You've always been one of my favorites. Very curious and suspicious. It's not that I want anything from you. You've collaborated with Mara on her plan, and now you owe me something in return. What plan? I don't know what you're talking about. Doesn't matter. Ignorance doesn't grant impunity. 2 options. You can listen to what I have to ask of you and help me, or you can refuse and go straight to the re-education centers. I decided to remain silent. If I start talking, I could feel his ego, and I really don't plan on staying here to listen to a monologue. I'm going to introduce you to the options I'm giving you. I want your help. I stress the word I want, because I don't need it. But I don't want you to spend the rest of your life in jail, and the only way the government of the Empire will forgive you is if you do some kind of service for them. That's why you're going to do the following. You will wear one of Velta's uniforms and go to the factories. It's become a war zone, and the rebels are trying to steal prototype models of our new androids. We have them surrounded, and all possible exits are controlled, but it would be a pity if they do something inappropriate and some of the prototypes are damaged. It would waste a lot of our time, but you know Mara, and you also know the hacker who manipulates the rebels. Maybe you can convince him. Then you do need me. You're wrong, regardless of whether the prototypes of those androids are destroyed or not. That is something that will only cause a slight delay in my plans. I am benevolent with my daughters, so I will allow you to help me avoid this inconvenience. Or you can choose the other option and go straight to one of our rehabilitation facilities. It is most certainly still better than an Imperial cell. The decision is yours. You mean your human experimentation labs? Substantiated stories. You've been in them. You know how they are. That's why I say it. Hey, boy. Why are we hyping? Or just hype for hype's sake? I mean, that's also acceptable. Oh. Ugh. It's warmish again. It's making me sleepy. I just want to get through the game without falling asleep, Liz. Tell me then. It's your decision. If you really thought for 1 second that I'd accept any of your proposals, then you clearly don't know me at all. Valentine raises his voice. My answers clearly bothered him. How impertinent! But you don't wish to learn, so so be it. Take it away. Take her away. The guards push me towards one of the lower rooms of the laboratories, through a twisting maze of corridors, and throw me in one violently. I'm in the dark again, and it looks like they're following through on their threats. Oddly, though, I feel calm. In fact, I lie down on the bed to rest. I realise there's a terminal in the room, which surprises me. I approach the terminal and log on. It doesn't have access to the network, and there's a very, very few programs installed. I don't think it was a good idea for them to leave a terminal here, because if I can connect to the network, yes, this will be very useful. Someone opens the door. I get out of the chair as fast as I can, and Darla. Scylla, I came as soon as I heard they took you here. What do you want? Where are you holding Mara? I don't know anything about Mara. All of this is crazy, and I can't believe they're trying to lock you up here. Didn't you come for me? Darla enters the room and closes the door quickly. There's a camera in that corner. It doesn't matter if you close the door or not. I move towards the door, stand in front of Darla, and whisper to her. You're behind me now, so the camera can't see your lips. What are you doing here? I was sent here shortly after you were captured. I'm supposed to keep an eye on you. In particular, they think you're trying to escape. Shh, lower your voice. What do you want from me? Nothing. You don't know how lucky you are that I was assigned to you. What do you mean by that? I doubt you came to free me. I just wanted to show you something. Look. Darla takes a picture out of her pocket. It's old and quite wrinkled. Were they in the same class together? That's me in the corner. You won't remember me. You were always too busy thinking about how to get away from this place. But I remembered you as soon as I saw you. So, you're also one of Velta's daughters. That's why you were sent to the center. It's hard to recognize you with that hair change. Yeah, and this is where we're all being locked up now. The government turns a blind eye to this building, so there's no risk of what happened that time repeating itself. I think in a way I've also been locked up by being sent here to keep an eye on you. Don't you hate them after what they did to us? You have to understand me, I didn't have many options. None of us did, but it doesn't matter anymore. Darla, I don't hold a grudge against you for spying on me all this time, but I advise you not to get in my way. You're going to try and escape, aren't you? I didn't say that. I'll help you. What? I'll help you. I don't want to keep doing this. Working for Velta is not something I do with much pleasure, but you have to promise me that you'll take me with you, wherever you go, at least until I'm safe. Look, I appreciate your proposal, but... Scylla, I know the facilities are the same, but many years have passed. It doesn't matter if you escape. We're in the middle of a police-infested district. You won't get very far before you get caught. You need my help. They won't suspect anything while we're working together. Okay, what do you propose? Darla squeezes her fist with emotion. She's happy with my answer. I'll tell you, but in a moment. We can't let them suspect anything. For now, try not to mess up. Okay. Good luck. Darla creeps out the door and I'm alone again. Although not for long. It's lunchtime and a guard comes to pick me up. He accompanies me to a large dining room, which is deserted except for one girl who's sitting alone at a table. I suppose the place has been practically empty since they stopped using it for their experiments. I take a tray to carry my food and sit next to that girl. She's covered in wounds and bruises and they look recent. The food seems passable, and it's not like I'm used to eating better anyway. The girl doesn't look up from her tray. She eats like she's never eaten before. Hello? Hello, I'm Abira. Nice to meet you. I guess I am... Scylla. She knows me. Well, I guess she remembers me, just like Darla. You talked to Darla, didn't you? She passes me a piece of paper while she talks to me and continues to eat without looking up. I take it and try and open it. Oh no, please, in your room. I nod. As I imagined, I'm not the only one who wants to get out of here. Has she been trying to escape for a long time? In any case, I have to be careful. Velta has eyes everywhere. I finish my meal, return the tray, and wait until the guards give us permission to head to the inner courtyards. From here you can see the sky, but we're too deep inside for it to be the real thing. Must be a projection. A bear approaches me. The truth is, I know Darla told us we shouldn't talk, but I've been here alone for quite some time. I don't think anything will happen if we talk about some things that aren't important. In fact, I think it'd be more suspicious if we didn't do it. You're right. I'm sorry if I seem a bit on edge to you. I'm a little nervous about this whole escape thing. That's one of the things we probably shouldn't talk about. Abira covers her mouth. Sorry? Well, you're Zilla, and you're quite well known amongst Velta's daughters. I still remember you from when you was little. Yes, I seem to have a certain reputation as a rebel. To be honest, we all admired you. You had so much strength, so how did you end up here? It's a long story, but let's just say I'm not the one I used to be. But I'm trying to redeem myself. It's good. You said earlier that you've been here alone for quite a while. I used to work for the Rebel Army, but I was captured about a month ago. Rebels? Why? As you can see, I don't have much love for Velta, but I'm not strong enough to face them alone. That doesn't mean you have to get involved in the war. But the rebels don't just go to war. I was working with a research team. We were in charge of developing augmentations for refugees in rebel territory. Refugees? That's right. The rebels have some underground cities under their protection. Wow, that information must be very valuable. Shit. Yeah, the army tried to torture it out of me. That's why I have all these marks. But I haven't told them a single thing. I guess I developed some resilience to this kind of stuff when I was little, you know. Then they sent me here. I guess it's Velta's turn trying to make me talk. And what are those people who live under the protection of the rebels hiding from? From the Empire, of course. Many of them were scavengers wandering the desert after the Empire shattered their homes in its insatiable expansion. I thought that was a thing of the past. Not at all. The Empire simply improved at covering up such news. You thought... You haven't worked with the rebels. How did you end up here, then? Technically, I am here for the same reason, but I didn't do it consciously. I simply worked for Hopian, the district's security force. You must be one of the few girls that was still working for the Empire after we escaped, with the exception of Darla, of course. Well, I've never stopped working for the Empire. When we were released, I started studying, and soon after that I joined the Empire's police force. A few years later, I was running my own elite team. Now it's all a thing of the past. But why, after everything they did to us? You see, the Empire is neither Velta, nor the Emperor, nor the government. There are many people living within these walls, and I'm afraid many of them live as trapped as we do. All the more reason to try and overthrow things, don't you think? Oh, all the more reason to try and overthrow things, don't you think? Not in the way the rebels plan to. I think it's the only one. Then it shouldn't be done. I guess that makes us enemies. Does it matter while we're locked up here? I guess not. So you've never left the Empire? You've never seen what lies beyond the desert? I'm afraid not, but I know there's other colonies. That's right. I've spent some time living in a few of them, and things are very different. Better? I wouldn't know if they're better, but you can definitely breathe a freer air. You seem to have seen a lot of the world. I've seen quite a bit. I travel from city to city for a long time. You wouldn't believe what's out there, and there's so many things that aren't taught in the Empire. For example? Well, there's a colony where androids are as common as here, but they're completely different. Each android is produced in a very unique way, and they have a lot of personality. I wouldn't say they're like humans, but they're a sight to be seen. Sounds like a place I'd like to live. There's also a strange place that's the center of attention for many scientists on the planet. It's a wasteland full of ruins of old buildings, with a big city surrounded by walls in the middle. They're believed to be the ruins of the first human colony on the planet, but no one can venture close enough to it, because as you do, strange things start to happen. Strange things? I'm not much of a believer in the paranormal. Neither am I, but It must be true when so many countries take it seriously. And after seeing all those amazing places, why did you come back? You'd have never been caught if you just ran away. I had to do it because of what Velta did to me. I'll never forget it. Don't you hate them? Of course I do, but that doesn't mean I plan to spend my whole life seeking revenge. I have better things to do than waste my time with that. I guess you're right. Hey, you two, it's time to go back to your rooms. You have plenty of time to talk in the future. Abira and I split up when they accompany us to each of our rooms. I sit on the bed, just underneath the camera, and take the note out of my pocket, being careful to cover it with my body. When I open it, I notice a strange acid smell. The message of the note's crossed out, and there's another phrase written next to it. I'll see you in room 7 at midnight. Don't trust her. I thought these had been instructions, but they're crossed out. It must have been Abira. She doesn't trust Arla. I don't know why, but it's never a bad idea to be careful with Velta's people, whether they're pretending to be on my side or not. I fold the note and put it back in my pocket. I can't help but feel uncomfortable with that camera there. I wish there was a way to make the entire population of the Empire aware of the existence of these places. I'd like that, even though they might not do anything, even if they knew the truth. The people have become too distracted, too placated. I can do nothing without being watched, so I lie down in bed and close my eyes. I hear the ventilation system and the echoes from distant notes. I wonder how many things cook within these walls. It still surprises me that they maintain these facilities. They must lock people up even more than it seems. My mind races back to what Mara said to me. A new generation of androids with singularity, and machines to control them. It sounds unreal, but I doubt it was a lie. At any rate, if that note Abira has given me anything to go by, I better try and get out of here on my own. It's time to get down to work. First, I need to get rid of that camera. Let's see. The camera's probably connected to the building's network. If I could access it, I could control it without a problem. But something tells me it's not going to be that easy. Pretty sure I won't be able to access it via the wireless network, and I'd rather not risk getting detected that way. Once it goes down, that's certainly going to get their attention, so I need to be fast. I go to the bathroom where there seems to be no camera, although you never know. I turn off the light and look at the bulb. It's an LED. I'm lucky. I unscrew the light and connect it to the cable of my spirit. It's enough to illuminate it. I turn the light off and put it in my pocket before I leave the bathroom. I turn off the light using the switch next to the door. The camera gives off a slight purple tone, as I imagined. It uses infrared. The bulb should be enough to cover me completely. I get under the security camera and turn the LED lights back on. I manage to tie it to the camera using a shoelace from my boot. This should block the image of the whole room and give me a few minutes. I go to the computer and check that its connection to the building's network is blocked. However, the tower has a cable to the local network. You idiots. I connect the table to my spirit, and after breaking some barriers, voila, I've gained access to the building's network. It's easy for me to overcome the rest of their firewalls. I quickly create a wireless connection between the building's network and my spirit, and then disconnect everything. I head back to the bathroom and fix the light bulb in place. Finally, I turn off the lights and go back to bed. Now I just have to wait a little bit. I wouldn't like to raise too many suspicions. Shortly afterwards, a guard opens the door and takes a look at the room. I just stay in bed and do nothing until he leaves. Now that I've got access to the building, I just have to find the right time and place to get out. And maybe I should take Abira with me. It's soon be midnight, so I decide to head out and look for the room Darla told me about. I open the door and wander through the corridors. There's not a single guard. How strange. I go to the dining room. It's also empty and dark. I leave and go to the inner courtyard. Abira's there. Oh, Scylla. Abira, what are you doing here? I've got nothing better to do. And at this time, there's hardly any guards on this floor. Security's surprisingly not very strict. How come you haven't tried to escape before? I'd have to overcome security of all of the floors right up to the surface. Of course. Do you know how deep we are? I think at least 20 floors deep. Whoa. I understand. Hey, about Darla's note. Better not to talk about it. Oh, that's okay. There is absolute silence for a few seconds. Well, is this what you usually do to keep yourself entertained? Yeah, to be honest, I usually walk around the place and think about stuff. For example, it's rebel stuff. I'm sure you're not interested in it. Quite the opposite, to be honest. Anything you want to tell me about's fine with me. I don't know how I should take that. When I was still inside the rebel headquarters, I remember how everything started to change. It was with the arrival of a girl, an Imperial. I don't remember her name, but she looked like she was from the East, and she was always dressed in red. Don't think. Can't be. Sound familiar? Was her name Yoko by any chance? Oh no, I don't think so. For a moment I was scared. Yoko was working hand in hand with the rebels, yes, nothing good could come of that. They were part of a band, the Red Moon. I plant my hand on my forehead. Shit. Yes, it's Yoko's band. Sigh. What exactly were they doing there? I don't really know, to be honest, but we saw them quite often. I think they helped the rebels with some business inside the walls. I guess I'll have to ask Yoko for an explanation, just like with so many other things. By the way, Abira, do you know where room 7 is? You've got to follow that corridor to the right, but be careful. Sure. Also, I'd like to talk to you about something. How about you come to my room tomorrow night? Okay, why not? Well, see you tomorrow. I wave at her before I head down the hall. I follow the lights on the doors until I reach 7. I open the door and there's Darla waiting for me. It's some sort of lab. It's much more worn than the rest of the facilities. Maybe this room is still used frequently. It definitely doesn't give me a good feeling. Scylla, I'm glad you're keen. What did you want, Darla? Well, first of all, I guess you want some answers. After all, we couldn't talk last time. I thought that you were here just to keep an eye on me. And so I was, but I've been assigned a new task. And I don't think you'll like it. Surprise me. They brought you here because they want me to continue my investigation of you. I thought we were going to escape. That's right. But if I don't send them some kind of information, I'm afraid they'll replace me. Darla. I'm not going to force you, but I think it's the only option. We don't have to start now. I'll tell you everything I know, and you can make your decision tomorrow. Okay, but everything you know about what? About Mara, of course. So she knows. Isn't she just a mere pawn? I'm all ears, but first, what is this place? It's creeping me out. That's my lab. Your lab? That's right. I've worked on genetic engineering research and protocells projects since I joined Velta. That's why they chose me to do your follow-up this last month. Did the research on Velta's daughters never end? Yes, it did, but I've continued to work with my own blood. That is, I don't know what to think. Is that what you want from me? Yes, they've come to the conclusion that you're the strongest of all the girls who were born here, and they want me to investigate why. Have they asked you to do it, or was it your decision? Of course they asked me to do it, so I wasn't lying when I told you I wanted to get out of here. Please trust me. Darla, you're asking me to let Velta study my body again, just like they did so many years ago. I understand how difficult it's got to be for you, but I don't think we've got any other option. Do you have any other way to escape? Yes, I do, but I'm not going to tell her. Sorry. No, I don't have another one. I'll think about it, but I'm not going to promise anything. Now tell me what you know about Mara. You see, Velta continued to investigate Singularity even after the disaster a few years ago. Mara's the product of that. That's what I imagined. Oh, so you know something about Mara? Of course. Do you think I'd spend so much time with her without even trying to find out where she came from? You're right, but I bet you don't know this. Mara doesn't have real singularity. In the end, the project never came to create an android in constant expansion, but a stable and changing one such as a human being. I know, I've spent enough time with Mara to know that she feels the same as anyone else. Her feelings are very believable, right? Velta managed to create a very convincing android. The most important thing, though, is that it's a bioroid. It's very self-sufficient, so it wouldn't be as strange to see an android of this generation doing things characteristic of a machine with singularity. But they don't really pose more danger to humanity than any other human being. I guess it's the ultimate human copying machine. It seems like Darla doesn't know anything I don't. I'm afraid she's just a little pawn in Velta's plan. What's the importance of Mara having singularity or not if her behaviour's the same as without it? Seems like Velta spent years of research to get back to where we were at the beginning. Well, that's not technically true. A certain dormant singularity exists within the model, but it's completely closed and controlled. It's most likely impossible to get a real dangerous android out of this generation, but Velta came to the conclusion that singularity is no use to humans. That's why they changed their approach when they created Mara. Again, I ask you, does it already matter? At least it's interesting, don't you think? It seems that Velta's now put their interest back in old projects. What do you mean? Well, I've been asked to investigate you. I'll be surprised if they want to experiment with genetic engineering again and combine their new expertise with bioroids to create some kind of cyborg or maybe a new generation of genetically modified humans. Chill runs down my back. That I'm not gonna let that happen. Don't worry, as I told you, I don't want to work with them anymore. But you still want to study me. It's just, don't suggest anything. I told you this. Darla, I'm not leaving this place knowing that information about me and all the other girls is still being stored. We can't allow it. And how are we going to stop it? Maybe in the future we can do something, but right now we've got no alternative. What about that other girl? Are you experimenting with her too? Still, I don't experiment on anyone. I only work on the blood I've taken from her. I haven't forced her into anything, just like you. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you're not going to get a drop out of my body as long as I'm alive. Please, Salah, we can't allow ourselves to be caught. Now. So long, Darla. I leave the room and walk through the dark corridors to my room. All the conversation has done is make me feel sick. What if she knows if she's actually telling the truth about Atmar? Who knows if she was actually telling the truth about Atmar, but at this point I don't care. All I want to do is get out of here and find her. I feel tired, so I lay down in the bed and try and get some sleep. It's hard to know what time it is without a clock. I wake up to the sound of one of the guards banging on the door. Breakfast! I rub my face and go over to the bathroom to wash. Then I head out into the corridor, follow the guards to the dining room. I find it curious how this place is so huge and yet there's only ever 2 trays. Both are left on the side, which means Abira isn't here yet. I take my tray and sit down. To be honest, I've got some appetite today, so I start eating. Abira arrives shortly after and sits in front of me. Good morning, Zilla. Good morning. How was your meeting last night? I didn't know you worked with Dara. For a rebel, you've given up pretty quickly. There wasn't much I could do. It's not like my blood's going to be of any use to her anyway. If you say so. I know for sure. I've already been thoroughly investigated in the Rebels lab. Genetic modification may have a bright future, but I'm not part of it. The Rebels are really trying to make progress in all fields. You'd be surprised at just how effective they can be at that. There's very intelligent people amongst them. I'd even say that they've long since surpassed the Empire. You can't be serious. How else does such a small force stand up to the largest military force on the planet? I need to sit up. Ow. I don't know how close we are to the end of the story. I feel like the God, the Protégé, and the Third Machine are alternate endings to the Iron Fist, the Breaking Web, and the outsider. So if I pick different choices then... So those are the only times I've ever had a choice. So I don't know... Mara and Dala accessing the terminal. We accessed it as... But that was accessing Scylla's terminal. And accessing the Velta terminal, so... And then there's an epilogue. And there's 2 endings. It's a lot of talking. I guess you're not wrong. The rebels are very capable. In fact, if the Empire still exists, it's because the rebels don't want to kill it. However, I fear that changed recently. What do you mean? Well, there's a reason I'm here. I abandoned the rebels and came to this district on my own, so I got caught. Since the girl in red and that strange hacker arrived at rebel headquarters, the rebellion's leaders seem to have been influenced. They changed their entire strategy and began shaping the population for a complete warlike society. I just didn't want to participate at all in all that. So do they intend to attack the Empire once and for all? That's right, and I fear the worst. How powerful can they be? I didn't think they could even get through the walls. Hang on, it was one day till the Synergia event, and it's like the next day, so surely that should be happening soon. They'll accomplish much more than that. They'll probably make some sort of surprise attack, both from the inside and outside. It's likely they won't wipe out the Empire, but I believe a terrible bloodthirsty war is looming. And there's no way to avoid it? I suppose there is, but I'm unaware of it. You said you knew the leader of those red bandits, didn't you? Perhaps you could convince her to stop helping the rebels. Do you know exactly what they're after? I know they are the rebels' contacts inside the walls, so they could do endless things, each one more harmful than the last. Yoko. Is she a good friend of yours? She used to be the best. Maybe she'll come for you. She hasn't done anything for me in a while. Maybe she hasn't come for you because she doesn't know you've been caught. If you could contact her in any way. Ibera puts a hand to her chin. What are you thinking of? I know a place that's got a connection to the outside network. And I think it's the only place on the whole floor apart from the security room. Dala's lab. You could contact your friend from there and tell her where we are. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't think we've got any other option. I'm afraid she's right. Even if I had control of the building's network, I couldn't get through the security of so many floors by myself. Alright, I'll try. But you've got to come see me tonight in my room. Of course. Would you like to go to the inner courtyard for a while? I've got nothing better to do. Vera and I get up and take our trays to the counter. We then walk around the place until we reach the inner courtyard, having a rather fun conversation. Actually quite nice company. Never thought I'd make a friend in a place like this. But I guess lately nothing's the way it should be. You're right, I think that many of these advances don't make sense. Also, to tell you the truth, even the two of us seem totally useless. Wow, you should have more self-esteem. I didn't mean that. I mean, Dala is now researching our DNA to start experiments with genetic modifications again. But for what? I don't know if I'm following you. I raise my eyebrow and smile at her, but the truth is that she's caught my interest. I mean, all these experiments are only trying to achieve one thing, and that's to lengthen the life expectancy of humans. Some of them have already succeeded with us, but I don't understand why people fear death so much. There's nothing to fear in life because it's well known that there's no suffering in death. You'd have to be an idiot to worry about something that only hurts you if you worry about it. And on top of that, it's inevitable. Death really means nothing to us, no more than a sudden and always insipid ending. People flee death as if it were the cause of all pain, and yet other times they seek it to end their suffering. Wow, that's very philosophical. I'm afraid I'm going to disagree. It's true that we'll live longer by being modified, but that's not entirely correct. Not only will we live longer, but we'll age slower, and I've always been happy about that. In spite of being almost 30 years old, I'm as young as I was 10 years ago, and I'm a little afraid to think that one day my body will no longer be able to keep up. But you'll always have your mind. That's not true. Age also curses the mind. I can't blame people for looking for eternal youth. But you're opposed to these experiments, aren't you? Of course, because the end doesn't justify the means. If Elter had done things differently, but to lock up all those girls as if they were mere lab rats, that's too cruel. On that I agree. People are willing to do anything without looking at the consequences of their actions. The rebels were investigating a different way of prolonging life by copying the brain and transferring the data to an artificial one. That's almost worse, and of course it's much more terrifying. Why? Well, you'd never know if your consciousness was really transferred to that new brain. From what I understand, that's impossible. When you lose your natural brain, you die. That's the only thing that's achieved is creating an identical copy of you which continues to roam the planet. A doppelganger. Now that you've put it that way, it's quite unpleasant. But I suppose that beyond the fear it can cause, it's a viable alternative to preserve a person's knowledge. As I said before, I wonder what's the motive behind this natural purpose that humans have to continue living. Well, I think that's easy to answer. It's just nature. All animals have always had survival as their primary instinct. That's what I imagined, but I think it's become more complex with us. Now that many humans have crossed language barriers and borders thanks to technology and modern societies, I think we're beginning to move forward as more than just individuals. The union of all human beings as a race would give rise to a new being, a kind of beehive mind. Just as all the cells in your brain, cells in your body give rise to something superior. However, the actual human being is incapable of merging, so the combination of our minds give rise to constant extensions of our best attributes, such as machines, for example. As you've said, it's not the human being who has the instinct to develop, but nature itself. You really like to philosophize about all this stuff, don't you? You remind me of myself a few years ago. You don't do it anymore? Sometimes, but nowadays I like to keep my mind clearer. When you get saturated with thoughts like that, you often lock yourself in them and just can't take any action, especially because many of the basic philosophical questions have no answer and never will. If you try and find a logical reason to live, I'm afraid you won't have much luck. I find it much more comforting to focus on the present and the most immediate reality, because when I don't, I always end up suffering the consequences. Makes sense, though it doesn't happen to me. I guess it depends on each person. Of course, we don't have much in common, but at the same time, I feel like we're a pretty good match. To tell you the truth, I didn't expect to find someone like you in a place like this, either. Abir and I keep talking for the rest of the day, until the inner courtyard light goes out. I think the guards have had enough of our chatter. Do you want to come with me to my room now? Ooh, I think whatever. I don't think that's a good idea. We better split up. I'll come over there in a while when the guards think we're asleep. All right. I part ways with Abira and walk to my room. As soon as I enter, I can't help but look up at the camera. I lay underneath and close my eyes to use my spirit. I record and activate a loop of me just lying here. No one's watching me now. I limit myself to explore the building's network a little. I have access to all the other doors and cameras, but not much more. I don't think this will take me very far. Someone knocks on the door. It must be Abira. I open the door and let her through. Abira stares at the camera. Shit, I completely forgot about that thing. Don't worry, I've hacked it. Are you kidding? No, I managed to get access to the remote controls for the whole building. It's just the cameras and doors, but it's something. Amazing. How did you do it? It was part of my job before they put me in here. I was a member of the new brigades of Hoplansec, the Department of Civil Security, Cybercrime and Robotics Division of District. That sounds pretty incredible. Why didn't you tell me? I guess the conversation just didn't come up. Things like that are the kind you don't need a reason to brag about. Anyway, at first I wanted to tell you to run away with me using this, but I think your plan to warn Yoko is a better idea. Using this, we could open the lab door and use Darla's terminal. Let's go. Now? Sure. There's no time to waste. Abir and I leave the room and look down both sides of the hall. I follow her through the facility until we reach room 7. No light comes from inside the lab, so we assume it's empty. Abira looks at me and points to my wrist. I use my spirit to unlock the door. We can hear the sound of the lock, and carefully, Abira opens the door. We're already inside. It'd be better if you don't turn on the lights. If we do, the guards could see us. All right. Thanks, Darla's terminal. I'll watch the door. I approach the terminal and turn it on. It has a password, so I connect to it by cable. Once again, it's easy for me to get past security. Bear is right. This terminal has access to the network. I connect to HoloNet and create a new contact using Yoko's number. Yoko, it's Scylla. Velta captured me and they've got me on one of the lowest floors in the district headquarters. I don't know how to get out of here, and I could use your help. Unfortunately, Yoko's not connected, and I have no choice but to delete the chat so that Darla can't see it. Whoa! Okay, fly just whizzed past my head. That was loud. I'm going to take a look at the rest of the files. Alright, hurry up. Okay. Entry 54. A series crops seem to be most promising, with strains 4 and 7 being an absolute success. I'll soon move on to test them with guinea pigs. That's exciting. Entry 68. 2 of the guinea pigs died, but the guinea pig of strain 8 increased its muscle mass, performance, and even completely eliminated the 2 tumours that were in its body. Unbelievable. 92. I've moved on to the last phase and injected strain 8 into my body. Already I've begun to notice an increase in my energy. I feel alive. I haven't been so excited in years. 93. Experiment was a total failure. A few hours after injecting strain 8 into myself, I began to suffer fever, intense nausea, vomiting, and an absolute loss of strength. If only I had better blood to experiment with and not these stupid samples of mine. When I compare my results with those of the subjects of old experiments, I feel useless. I wish Scylla would help me with this. Her proto cells aren't very effective. Oh, hello. Darla's entry. Ah, right, okay, cool. Access the terminal as Darla. I'm not sure that was completely accurate as to what I did, but right, let me just scan in and see if there's anything popped. Okay, so that one was a miss. It was a miss yesterday, right. So that means... I think I need to use another save game to get that other one, because... and the other one. So I will probably start that up and just whiz through and do the other options on a different save game. I'm not sure which ones it needed for random to-do lists. Okay. But yeah, I'm not going to get that one on this playthrough because I've already passed the point where it can do it. But I found my 2-ship. Sad that it's only the 2-ship. That means that's got to be the 3-ship. One of the 3 ships. I don't know where the other 2 ships are. So, yeah. Always fun. Her proto cells aren't very effective. That must be why she doesn't like to fight. I can feel a hint of sadness in these notes, as if Darla wanted to be someone she isn't. Someone more special. I hear a noise coming from the lab bathroom door. It opens and lets light into the whole room. A small cloud of steam comes out, accompanying Darla, her hair still sopping wet. Shit. Girls, what are you doing? Abira jumps on her and puts her hand on her mouth. Don't even think about screaming. Darla nods and Abira takes a hand out of her mouth. Are you trying to escape? I thought, why didn't you say anything to me? She's working with Velta. If you think of saying anything about this to anyone. But if you do that, I'll have to stay here. You can't. You have to wait for the right opportunity. I have to warn... Abira hits Darla in the face, making her bleed. I told you not a word about this to anyone. Darla. I go over to Darla and bend down. I'll try to take you with us, but please, you have to keep the secret. Darla just covers her nose with her hand, letting out a few tears and sobs. We really shouldn't have done that. Sigh. Shit, this is a big problem. Said we can't trust her. And what do you pretend? We can't do anything, and I think your message is clear. We better get out of here. I mean, how do we know we can trust Abira? Said we can't leave her here. We can't drag her around the facilities either. We'll have to trust her now. Let's go. I grab Abira by the arm and pull her towards the door. We walk at a brisk pace through the corridors. We should have done something. Then what? Kill her? Of course not, but now she'll give us away. We have no choice but to wait. The message has been sent. All right, we better go back to our rooms. I split from Avira and go to my room. I lie down on the bed and deactivate the loop. I hope Yoko got the message, or better yet, I hope Darla comes to her senses. Those notes I found in her terminal don't give me a very good feeling. I can't sleep, and I spend the night thrashing around in bed, thinking about what happened. I don't know what I could do to convince Darla, and now it may be too late to even think about it. Abira's turned out to be a bit more violent than I expected. I suppose that spending so many years among rebels has affected her. If she hadn't hit Darla, I think I'd have been able to convince her. I hear footsteps on the other side of the door. Many of them. Someone knocks on the door and opens it so harshly they almost knock it down. Hi, Scylla. I can't seem to get away from you for a moment. Ah, you again. Looks like you've been getting pretty close to escaping, so we're taking you and Abira to a more secure place. We trusted that you behaved, so we allowed you to stay here with so many comforts, but you didn't appreciate it. Cut the crap, Kyle. You're enjoying this. I'm just a little cuffer. A few guards get behind me and handcuff my wrists. Your confinement cell won't be much smaller than this, don't worry. Besides, Darla will be happy to work with you, right? I can see Darla hiding behind Kyle, staring at the floor in shame. Darla, you shouldn't have. I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't allow it. A huge explosion makes the ground rumble. Dust falls from the ceiling and the fluorescent tubes flicker. The lights go out and the emergency ones activate. Everything turns red. Red night. We can only see a short distance ahead. We can see plenty there that needs to be done. Alan Turing. It's got to be Yoko. Who else would cause so much noise? Shit, what now? One of the guards tries to grab me by the neck. I hit him with my knee to get him off me. Put her to sleep and leave her on the bed. We'll come back for her. Make sure you block the door. I feel a puncture in my neck and I turn around to see one of the guards holding a syringe. My vision becomes blurred before I collapse. My head, it feels like it's going to explode. I hear a noise that I can't identify. As I get up, my senses become clear. They're shots. The red lights are still active. I hear a loud bang that repeats itself every few seconds. Little by little, it approaches until it reaches the room next door. I see a shadow under the door. Someone knocks down the door. Someone knocks down the door completely, and when the dust settles, I can see Yoko's henchman on the other side. Yoko, she's here! They come up to me and help me get out of bed. They remove the handcuffs in just a few seconds and accompany me outside. What is all this? Guard corpses are everywhere. This is a slaughter! What the fuck is this, Yoko? I got your message, and I've used everything in my power to get you out of here. This ain't time for your bitching. Yoko grabs my arm and tries to pull me, but I resist. Wait. Abra and Darla are here. We've got to take them with us. Where are they? I don't know, but we'll have to look for them. We can't go door to door. I think I know the corridor where they kept Abra. Follow me. Yoko and a henchman follow me through the facility's corridors. I try to remember where Abra went the last time we saw each other, and I direct them there. I reach a dead end. It must be here. Do you know which door it is? No. Ah. Yoko orders a henchman to break down the doors, and they start doing it one by one. Meanwhile, I try to talk to Yoko despite all the noise. Yoko, what happened to Mara? This really ain't the moment to yap about it. Darla was with Kyle, the tall blonde guy. Did you see her? I think they're at the entrance, but I don't know if they'll still be alive. Oh, please, didn't you have a more discreet way in? What do you think? There's someone here. They take Abira out of her room and she's somehow asleep too. Is that her? Yes, let's go. We walk to the elevator carrying Abira. Even more of Yoko's henchmen are waiting for us there. Yoko hugs me and attaches a metal hook to her waist. We begin to climb up a cable in the elevator shaft. The rest of us follow not too far behind. Finally, we make our way to the exit where a van awaits us. Yoko pushes me inside and places Abira next to me. I hear 2 knocks on the van's plate and the vehicle begins to move. I approach the slits that connect to the driver's seat. Where are we going? It's the district's industrial zone. I wonder if Yoko plans to get us out of here. I sit back down and take a look at Abira. She hasn't heard anything. I almost say she's sleeping peacefully. I gave her a push to try and wake her up, but to no avail. Little by little, the noise of the city fades out, and I hear the characteristic metallic echo of the industrial zone. The van stops and the doors open, and one of Yoko's girls helps me down. Has your friend woken up yet? No. They must have drugged her well. Well, Villa, I've got bad news. The trains have left without you. We're too late. How? Who left without me? Mara and the rest of androids. They destroyed one of the walls in order to escape, using the trains, but my scouts ain't seen a trace of them. I fear they're gone now. The shooting stopped, and now Velta's in control of the entire area. No way we're getting close. Mara, she's gone without me. I guess it'd be better than both of us being trapped here. I'm sorry, Sia, but I don't think they'll come back for you. How do you know? Sal told me about some kind of programming that'd be erased once they left the district. They don't have orders to look for you anymore. That reminds me, you've got a lot of questions to answer for. You've been working with the rebels. So? What do you mean, so? What are you planning, Yoko? Do you want to end the Empire once and for all? Are you really that selfish? You've always known me. I think it's a little late to lecture me now. Yoko, you cannot. Don't you tell me what I can or can't do. If you're going to try and stop me, go ahead, try. I've rescued you, so now you're free to do whatever you want. But I've got my own plans in future. Do you plan to carry them out no matter what, even if it means causing the death of millions of people? It's one thing to lie to me, and it's quite another to cause a genocide. Yes. Silence builds in the air. Even Yoko's henchmen remain silent. I can almost feel a physical barrier develop between her and me. She's become a cold, almost despicable person. Very good, then. I won't try and stop you now, but I won't forget this, I assure you. Yoko turns and leaves, continuing to give orders to her men. Someone approaches from behind and touches me on the shoulder. Scylla, where are we? Beera, I'm glad to see you're alright. Yoko came for us just in time. We're in the industrial zone, but I don't think we should stay here for long. And where'll we go? I'm going to find Mara. Where would that be? To the desert, I suppose. In case I can be your guide. A few days later. Come on, Scylla. The next caravan leaves in a few minutes. I'm coming. Finally, I can say goodbye to this place, which was my home for so long, but also my worst nightmare. I hope I can come back here someday, but for now the outside world awaits me. This enormous world to which I have never had access now opens up before me. I hope you're out there, Mara. Unstoppable. Emigrate or degenerate? Philip K. Dick. Today we bring you an important announcement from Velta Labs. Just a few hours ago, Velta announced a new generation of androids, an announcement which has shocked us and many of our viewers at home. How is this possible? The Emperor banned any kind of advances within this field. Velta has reached an agreement with the Emperor and the government so they could release one last generation of androids. This generation is impossible to hack and can only be controlled by us. This will be the last push our magnificent nation needs to win this war against the rebels. That's amazing, but what if what I'm reading is correct, Velta has actually announced 3 android series. One of them is a combat-focused model, but what about the other 2? You need more than strength to win wars, and of course the Empire can't overlook other problems we've had from before the war against the rebels even started. I could talk about the 3 new series, but I think it'd be better to see a thorough explanation through Velta's new ad, don't you think? Of course, today, for the first time on television, we'll be able to see the first announcement of Velta Labs' new Android series. You might have heard about a new Android generation coming, a generation impossible to hack, but at Velta we always want to be one step ahead. Our new generation is not only immune to hackers, it's also the most smart, fierce and sentient generation so far. We're proud to present our 3 new models. Eris, past, present, future, humans. Our war model, Eris 1.0, is here to protect our homes, streets and especially our borders from any rebel threats. Next we have our terraforming model, Rhea. Rhea 1.0 is here to reforest this desert planet to be full of plants and make our founding fathers' wishes come true. All of this is possible thanks to our new black seed crop growth model, which means they're able to grow even under the harshest conditions. And finally, last but not least, our service model, Eros. Eros 1.0 is here to make you trust all the androids out there who are protecting and reforesting our empire. We want our new models to help our citizens with any problems they might have, and that includes even the smaller ones. This model includes every kind of knowledge needed, even of the psychological kind, to help you live a fuller, happier life. Unlike those old soulless androids, you will love it. Thank you for playing. We've reached the end. Complete both endings to unlock the epilogue. We got body! Bad ending! Body! Oh no! So I guess if we hadn't resisted against Sal's... because we only basically had 3 choices. And that was each time we chose to resist the androids. I'm assuming if we let the androids do what they want to do, and let Sal help us, we'll get a different ending. But hey, we're playing Synergia. So we've got lots and lots of very dark pictures. But hey, that was good timing, because I was just thinking, I kind of want to get to an ending. So basically, bad ending, because we lost Mara. And they got to release the androids. So I guess if we'd have gone with Sal, but I didn't know that, you know, because it basically seemed to insinuate that the hacker was bad. So how was I supposed to know? But anyway, we've finished it. We've got an ending. That means I can zoom through the other one, pick different things and see what happens at the end for that. But I will do that off stream. For now, we at least did the story and got some idea of what was going on, so that's good. I have no idea when I'm streaming tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. It may be another story time. It may be something else. I really don't know. For now, let's see who's on and how long they've been streaming for, and whether I can raid. I've probably nearly finished. I've been going for ages. We could go raid Ima. I don't think we've raided Ima before. Just waiting to see. Oh, no worries. I mean, lurking is fine. Lurking is fine. Yeah. I would love to catch some of your streams, but it involves me having insomnia again, so it's kind of a toss-up between really wanting to do that and really not. So yeah, let's go raid Ima. They should be around for a little while. Seem to be mid-game. Yeah, well, you know, stomach issues, that is a bad thing. Yeah. I got engrossed in my book last night and then kind of lost track of time. But yeah, so I have been Joe, otherwise known as Angel SK. I'll be back tomorrow, 3 PM UK time, with something. I will decide, probably like 5 minutes before the stream. But for now, I bid you good night and thanks for being here today. Bye.